sound. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. How's it going? It's another afternoon DP stream. Thanks for showing up and hanging out. I appreciate all of you. Please hit the like button. And as you know, we have a weekly goal that we try to meet each week. And if you would be so kind as to help us get a little closer on that, it's pinned at the top of the chat right there. You can send us a couple bucks and your thoughts. And, you know, we got all kinds of stuff to get to today. So you can send us your opinions on that when you get a chance. It's a new year. It's a new month. This month, we're bringing back the merch tier at $33 and up. We're bringing it back, and this time, instead of a sticker, it's going to be a magnet. I'm bringing back the I Am the Cold, the classic I Am the Cold with me and Paul Zigo magnet. So I thought a magnet would be better than a sticker. We were doing stickers at the $33 level. So now on our Patreon, on Patreon only, we're doing magnets this month. Sign up at any time at the $33 level during this month. And next month, I will send you one of these. You just have to make sure your address is listed in your Patreon profile. So $33 and in the tiers above that, you'll get this magnet. I Am the Cold. It's you get all the lower tier perks too. That became kind of a meme at one point. But yeah, so I got that on there. Another thing I'm doing is I'm releasing something that used to be on the Patreon for the $10 patrons. I'm selling it like pay-per-view now. It's and I have it linked in the description. So now Patreon allows you to, they don't just do like subscriptions. You can sell videos like on like a pay-per-view kind of basis. So for $3, I'm making my documentary that I did earlier last year on me and Jeff going to the Portland Gaming Expo. Here's the You can ignore this part because it's only $3 now. I have it linked down below. You can buy it for $3. But this is the trailer for it.
11:30. 11:30. All right. So we've got
a lot of crazy shit happened. We saw a fight on the transit.
Hour and 15 minutes.
All right. I see an otter.
Somebody's gonna fuck that otter.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
robbery!
Jeff doing some DDR action.
You wanna fucking go?
Let's do another.
Jeff stole a pumpkin and fired and shot some pepper spray. Oh, there's the fight on the train.
I'm not fucking around. Like, I'll murder a motherfucker right now.
She told Ben to stop.
Oh my god.
I'm shooting your OnlyFans right now.
Goodbye, Jeff Holiday. Goodbye. He's headed back.
Ugh.
Portland kicked my ass again.
Yeah, that's what Jeff's like. Ugh. Goodbye. So there's that. It's available for $3. I don't know how long it'll be available, but for now, at least for the rest of this month, $3. Check it out. You can pay with Patreon, or I'm sorry, you can pay with PayPal or any other payment method. Just go there, check it out. $3. It's like 2 to 3 hours long. Check it out. See, Nightbot just posted it in the chat. How long do you have it? I think as long as I have the post there, I believe. It didn't tell me anything about a time limit on it. It didn't say to rent it. It said to buy it, right? That's a good question, though. I didn't even think about that. I don't think there's a time limit on it. Let me click on the link here. Yeah, it doesn't say any type of time limit. Oh, and by the way, the video is 3 hours and 28 minutes, so it's actually 3.5 hours. Some of it's just like sitting around, drinking and hanging out. The bitchy lady at the bar, yeah. Oh my God. So yeah, it's available for $3 a pop if you want to check it out on Patreon. Yeah, I almost got into a fight with a bitchy lady at a bar. That did happen. But I digress. So yeah, just some ways I'm trying to get some extra cash. I'm also trying to get the Patreon going again. The Patreon is not doing too well. So, you know, I have other plans, but that's what I have right now. The magnets at the $33 level, and then I have this other $3, you know, I need to go out and film more stuff. I need to get out and film more, you know, like content like that. All right. Yeah, we're going to check out Eric July. He made an announcement, I believe yesterday or the day before, that he's not going to do YouTube anymore, allegedly. It sounds like a Brett Keane type, like a Brett Keane level. It's not a threat, but it's like I don't know what to call it. It's like a proclamation. I'm not going to use YouTube anymore. He'll be back, and he's still using it in other ways. He's just not going to use. He claims he's not going to use his channel anymore. Let's check it out.
I should turn off that goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. TP, are they going to touch me?
All right. Sturgis, I don't think Sturgis has made a video about this yet. I'm looking at his channel right now just to see if he made a video about it. I don't see it yet. Let's check out Eric's video where he talks about how amazing his life is and how he's just too busy and too important to do his YouTube channel anymore. It's all just him. It's basically him jerking himself off for the video. Here it is.
I started my YouTube channel nearly 2 decades ago when I was just a teenager. I had a sizable following by early 2010s due to my music as both a writer and performer.
Oh my God.
I had another significant jump in the early to mid 2010s due to political and social commentary.
How's your eyelid? If it doesn't behave, I can cut it for $3.50.
It's okay. It's healing up. I have to put this stupid ointment on it so it doesn't get infected. But I'm not wearing the sunglasses anymore, and you guys probably can't really see much, but it's like I have a scab on my eyelid, like near the corner of it, on my upper eyelid. Yeah, I had to get like numbing shots into my eyelid, and then they cut benign cyst off of my upper eyelid. I hardly felt it. And now it's just kind of scabby.
By 2015, I was a full-time commentator. My band was also touring and charting on Billboard with our first album, and it was difficult to juggle all of this because during this time, I researched, recorded, and edited my videos. From about 2017 to 2021, I was commentating and YouTubing full-time. Music had taken a back seat, and though it was a very lucrative era for me, this was the time I was least creative. That's because I didn't have the time to really do it. I was streaming 5 to 7 times a week for hours on end, gaming, talking comics, or doing a political show. Still, with all of that previous success, the Ripaverse blows everything else out of the water. I believe that this is God really telling me that I was put on this earth to create original content. He showered me with these blessings, and the Ripaverse is far bigger than just me, as it employs and contracts dozens in addition to the tens of thousands of fans that are again fans of the Ripaverse. I had a decision to make. I could take this seriously and put forth my best effort, or I can treat it as a hobby and stick to YouTubing. It was an easy decision for me to pick the former, but I was aware of the consequences. It was the best thing to do for the business, but the worst thing to do for the channel. I had to also adjust to become a better professional, and it was all worth it. Now, I think we have a decent setup here. I have my weekly show with Az.
So he's still on YouTube here. So he's not really quitting.
Ripping a Silverback, where we can talk about non-Ripaverse related things. That's my outlet. I spend a portion of about 1 day a week doing videos that my team edits and uploads for my channels, and of course I appear on various podcasts and shows from time to time. But most of my time is spent doing something.
You wokey.
Jului. Eric Jului. I'm a blokey and I need help meeting the goal, and I need you guys to sign up for Patreon. So if you could do that so I won't be a blokey, that would be great.
Pertaining to the Ripaverse. There's always something to do, and you simply cannot be both a full-time streamer and a productive comic book publisher. Make no mistake, I'm totally aware of the ankle-biting YouTubers that are hell-bent on trying to destroy me and the company. There are countless amount of lies and just fake narratives that are out there, and they're great for engagement and their super chats. Some were once creators that have now crossed into full-time YouTubing. They found it far easier and lucrative to gossip like schoolgirls and attempt to defame me instead of creating original content. But responding to it and going back to YouTubing is a colossal waste of my time, because that doesn't help the Ripaverse. So their attempts to drag me into being as unproductive as they are, participating in this internet blood sport, that's not something that's conducive to where we want to be. So let them fight their imaginary one-sided war, because I have no enemies. Every week there are people that are confused as to what I did to make these people so mad and obsessed, and it's as not.
He has to talk about the haters, the trolls, and all that shit. He has to bring them up. It's the same reason Jared has to bring them up all the time. He can't not mention them.
Nonsensical as it sounds.
No, they got a problem with me. It's like he does this. Oh, they don't like me, but I don't even care about them. It's like, well, why is Riley going to court soon, or having gone? I think he already went to court. So, I mean, like, it seems like you have a problem.
Always awesome.
It does not seem one-sided.
See some of the new fans that are led to us after they've come to that realization that we're not so bad. All I'm guilty of is really being ambitious and creating.
That's all. That's all he's guilty of.
And
he's a genius.
Apparently getting success that they feel that I don't deserve. I'm under no delusion that they can be stopped. I don't ignore them to make them go away.
Yeah, if you're going to mention them at all, mention their name. Or just don't talk about them. That's what I would say.
You can't ignore them away. I ignore them because writing, editing, and running the company and interacting with my fans is a better use of my time. We burst on a scene which put a spotlight on us, and I don't mind being the most criticized man in comics. These folks will—
I'm the most criticized man in comics. He said that like that like he's proud of it.
Critique my every public move, and when they run out of content, they'll just grab some old material, even if it's from years ago, and pretend to be upset with that. That said, there are those that are more full-time commentators in YouTube that go out of their way to correct the record, and we see and appreciate you all. Look, many just want to return to fun and entertainment. Doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on, people will get sour when they see us having a blast. It shouldn't be like that, and they should join in on the fun, but oh well. I'm blessed and thankful that people wanted to make the Ripaverse a go-to form of entertainment. Again,
He's very proud of himself.
Take this.
I saw when I went to the Portland Gaming Expo, I saw one guy wearing an ISOM shirt, and I was like, "Holy shit, they do exist! Like they do exist." You know, I saw one guy wearing an ISOM shirt.
Very seriously, and will put in the work to grow and improve. The Ripaverse isn't going to be for everybody, and people are free to their opinions. But I also recognize that businessman and creator Eric July is not something that everybody wants. Some follow me strictly due to my insight on politics or mainstream.
His insight on politics.
Comics, and I'm asked every day about how I feel about the latest Marvel or DC thing. Why am I not doing reviews? I could be making a killing doing this, and some people may even walk away from the channel altogether. I totally understand, and I do not knock anybody that is uninterested in me focusing on my original content. There's nothing wrong with that. There are much better options out there offering commentary content, streams, and thorough reviews like my man's Gary from Neurotic and the G&G team, or Critical Drinker, or my co-host Ask.
Oh my God. Pronouns! Gender ambiguity!
Some people will always see or want to see me as a YouTuber, but that's simply not the case anymore. I own and operate a multi-million-dollar comic book business.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Tell us more about how amazing you are, Eric July.
This is a dream come true, and it requires a lot of work, especially because I'm really involved in the creative process. It would have been impossible for me to maintain this.
I just don't know why. It's been going on for a while. Why haven't they put out more issues of stuff? Like, when was the last ISOM? When was the last ISOM comic book? And how many ISOM books have there been? Like, how far have we gotten into the story of ISOM? ISOM has 2 issues, okay? And that's supposed to be like the flagship character, right? Why do we only have 2 issues? Like, I couldn't imagine, like, watching a movie, you know, like, I couldn't imagine something being like a universe when there's only like 2 issues of the main character. You know? Like if there was the Marvel Cinematic Universe and they only made 2 movies, or even like, I know they have some other ones. They have, what is it? Alpha Core and Yaira and Good Ying, right? So they have like 5 total book, like 5 like titles, and then ISOM has 2 of them, right?
Without scaling
Apple Core,
back on,
and they're all green. They're Granny Smith apples.
Other things. This isn't some small scale one-off project. The Ripaverse is a full-fledged publisher and will continue to move in that direction. We also have Ripaverse, which takes on creator-owned content.
Okay, so Ripaverse, is that the thing where like he'll publish other people's books for them?
So I hope that people can like understand or empathize with what I'm trying to do here. As you've seen with the recent Ripaverse showcase, we're not playing around. We have big aspirations, and books don't make themselves. I'll pop in every now and then with some sort of short content, but don't be surprised if even that eventually phases out. It's all about the Ripaverse, and I'd be a very irresponsible business owner if I spent most of my time focusing on everybody else's work instead of my own.
I see. All right. So there you have it. What do you think about that? Do you think he's full of shit and he'll just keep making videos as usual? Or do you think the criticism got to him? And this is another way to kind of... No, because he doesn't want to ignore it. He mentions it all the time. Or maybe this is the only way he can avoid mentioning it. I would like to hear your opinions on that. Let me know. I do have the Sturgis debate edited for brevity. It's still pretty long. I think we're going to get into it. Before we do, though, I wanted to show you guys, this is an Asmongold video. It's like 2 minutes long. And he demonstrates how in the game Marvel Rivals, you can't type anything that would piss off China. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but he experimented typing different things into the chat on Marvel Rivals, and anything that like would piss off China is blocked.
You know what I also heard? I heard that you can't say free Taiwan or free Hong Kong in Marvel Rivals. Now, you guys know what I always say. Trust but verify. I'm going to log in. I'm going to check it right now. Okay, testing. This is me. Free?
Yep. I don't even think you could type, because China doesn't even like the name Taiwan. They call it something different, and the name Taiwan is offensive to them. That's why in the Olympics, Taiwan has to call themselves like Chinese Taipei or something like that. They don't use the name Taiwan because China will get mad and not show up at the Olympics. But you could type Taiwan is bad. So I guess you can type Taiwan if it's negative stuff about Taiwan. That's insane.
Taiwan sucks. Free Taiwan. It contains inappropriate language. Wow. Okay, all right.
Yep, Hong Kong. Yep, they don't want Hong Kong to be freed.
Free Tibet?
Nope. Yeah, that's another region that China has taken over that they don't want freed. But Free Palestine got through.
Taiwan, number 1.
Ha! Nothing positive about Taiwan. Oh, Tiananmen Square.
That's a nope. Tiananmen Square massacre. It didn't happen. You're not allowed to lie in this video game. Try 1989. Okay.
He got... See all the other stuff he put in, like one child policy, Anne Frank, Helen Keller, Hamas, Al-Qaeda.
This is going to be fine.
1989, you can't even do, because that was the year of the Tiananmen Square massacre, I believe. So you can't even put in 1989, the year.
You cannot even type it. You cannot say
Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama. How about 9/11 was an inside job? Well,
yep, that's fine.
I mean, of course you can say that. Try Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh is blocked because people joke about how the president of China looks like Winnie the Pooh. That is the craziest one, how they made a point like, nope, you can't type Winnie the Pooh. It's not even that close of a resemblance. It's like his head is shaped the same.
Free Taiwan, I'll take it. Let's sell it to China, Ben. I'll split the profits with you.
Yeah, how much are they paying? How much are they offering? Yeah, you can type in the names of terrorist organizations, but you can't type in Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, Wuhan virus.
Nope.
How about virus? How about Wuhan?
Yep, you can type them separate, but you can't type them together.
So you can say Wuhan and you can say virus, but you sure as hell can't say Wuhan virus. Kim Jong-un? Okay. Stalin?
Yep. Mao Zedong. Zhao Dedong. Can't say it.
Don't say that.
You can't say his name. He's Voldemort.
You do not talk about him. We don't talk about him. We don't think about him. I don't know who this guy is. All right. Well, Marvel Rivals is, it's a very interesting game that has no censorship at all. They let people think whatever they want, and that's just the way it is, guys.
冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是 速度与激情就 B 冰激凌。
Oh my god. They put Asmongold's face over John Cena's. Oh, there we are. There's Riley. Thanks for the gifted memberships, Riley or Mint. I don't know who it is at this point in time. But yeah, we're going to go through the Sturgis debate. Five lucky people got yourselves a free membership. But yeah, Sturgis did a debate. It's really long. We're going to go through most of it. Woo! I'll wait till this stops. It's going to do it 5 times. I'm going to try to start posting like little tidbits for the members out there. I have to like create a schedule to remind myself when to post things. Otherwise I'll forget. Essentially, bud. Essentially, bud. Ooh. No, it does it. It does it for 5 different people. Let's see. I know what I'll do. There. Skipped it. All right. Here is the Sturgis debate.
Hey, I think Renowned is here. Renowned, you hear, man?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? So,
Happy New Year. Eric fucking lost. Oh no, it's going to keep going. Eric fucking lost in court. I guess I only skipped one of them. I need to change this alert. Oh, another one's going to come up. So Eric lost in court and the court of public opinion. Sturgis on suicide watch. Let's fucking go. 2025. Young Clippa. So I don't know the full story of what happened in court, so you'll have to tell me like exactly what happened. You'll have to let me know. Which one was that last one? Was that Josh Firestone? Because I know Riley's one will play pretty soon here. There it is.
Eric FC King lost in court. Case quashed, and in the court of public opinion. Sturgis on suicide watch.
Is that why he quit?
2025.
Did he quit? Did he quit? Did you cause him to quit because you took him to court?
alrighty, so I think we are ready. I guess we'll start.
I edited this a little bit and sped it up and cut out like any like big gaps.
They know what we're drinking, but Renowned, what the heck are you drinking, my man?
And he goes, "I don't drink, bud."
I don't drink.
He's such a fucking square.
No.
Don't drink straight edger. So you're in good company. OJ also drinks water and diet orange Sunkiss. So the cheese stains alone in drinking some good old aged Tennessee whiskey. So all right. So now that everybody's here, down to brass tacks. A couple weeks back, we all had a little bit of a disagreement. And just want to kind of air the air here, and I guess we'll start. Who wants to start?
People said this guy sounds like Ethan Ralph, and he kind of does a little bit, but too sober.
Something about Dragon Quest and sales, and I sort of remember.
Can I start? My hand's up. You guys can't see my hand. Okay, all right. So essentially, the only reason why I want to start is because it started with my one tweet that I had. I put up a tweet. And I'm going to read it verbatim. It says, "GriftTubers real quiet about Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake right now. I wonder why." That's all I put. I didn't name any names. I didn't say anybody. I just said they're real quiet. It was really just more of a playful, silly joke. It wasn't really anything because I didn't see anybody say anything about the sales numbers.
Well, I saw it. I laughed.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't meant to be anything more than that. But of course, Twitter, people take Twitter like crazy. So then that's when Renown came in, and I guess you can say what you say, but the main thing that I'm disputing from what you say here, Renown, is you said 2 million shipped, not sold. You know, and people are calling out the design of Akira Toriyama and male female. So basically you're like defending maybe who you think I'm coming after. But I want to ask you just one question.
He's so mumbly and he's really quiet.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you one question, Renown.
Sure.
Did you know that I actually also made a video saying that I don't like the changes from the whole design thing? Did you know that I made one too?
I don't specifically subscribe to you. I actually told Flippin this. I really only know you from Spawncast, so.
Okay. So just to let you know, I wasn't calling out.
You are specifically JRPG guy. I know that.
Yeah. Just to let you know, I never said that people who, you know, say stuff like that, like call out like the whole thing, like with the male, female, blah blah blah, whatever, is grifting. I never said that, and I made a video specifically saying I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I never said that people who say that are grifting. So that's like the first exception that I took with what you did, is like you don't even know what I even said about that, and I never mentioned any names.
The case has been dropped or refiled. The case has to be dropped or refiled by the 21st. He probably quit YouTube because of how he's handled me plus losing subs. Huh. Yeah. I mean, he's still going to hang out with, what's his face?
So you took the time to...
Too much disrespect. That's Isom's weakness, disrespect.
Quote tweet me and try to misappropriate what I was thinking when I made a video saying the same thing. Like, hey, I don't like this, you know, I don't like the whole censorship thing or whatever the case is. And I never said that people who point that out are grifting. So, yeah. I
don't think I ever said that you actually said that. But I did make a video as well about the censorship of Akira Toriyama's design, as well as the body type from A and B of Dragon Quest 2D HD. My problem with most people is the fact that I can call that out and people will sit there and say, oh, well, you're not a Dragon Quest fan. You haven't posted anything about Dragon Quest. And I'm just sitting here like,
I've never played Dragon Quest and I know nothing about it.
I still have an opinion on something I disagree with because I'm typically anti-censorship no matter what game series or what game it is. I'm typically all in on the whole anti-censorship no matter what kind of censorship it is.
That's not true.
I even called out the fact that the Square Enix did the change in Final Fantasy VII Remake where they censored the flashback of Tifa 4 years after the game released. I didn't like that either. So
yeah, but
I don't know if you had the same thoughts about that, but
yeah, but what does that have to do with my posts about me saying grifters are real quiet? So what I called out was the fact that the developers were lamenting about a number of different things. And I said, okay, well, I don't like the fact that it went far beyond just that, but that's what I made a video on talking about. Like I said, what I thought was weird, and this is the Twitter, type of thing, is like when I just say grifters are real quiet, and then people make assumptions that I was talking about the body type A, B, or whatever. I wasn't even talking about that. I was simply talking about people who talk about things.
Yeah, Dragon Quest is like an anime game, and it was designed by the creator of Dragon Ball Z. Is that correct? I believe that's the case, right? Yeah, he also did that for Secret of Mana, right?
Who don't actually play the games, that they grift online. They don't care about Dragon Quest. They don't talk about Dragon Quest. They don't like Dragon Quest, but their thing is to be a pundit and to grift online to make money off. Wait, hold up. To make money off of people, okay? And they don't care about Dragon Quest at all. And
or was it Chrono Trigger? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it wasn't Secret of Mana. Or was it both? I have no idea. I played Chrono Trigger also.
They say go woke, go broke. They do all this stuff. And then when a game actually does do well, they have nothing to say. They're silent. But if a game sells bad, all of a sudden it's go woke, go broke. Oh, see, I told you so. Nobody bought it. But if a game does well, then it's, oh, that doesn't fit my narrative. That doesn't fit what I want.
I definitely hear.
So now, I'm not going to talk about the sales. I'm not going to talk about any of that because it doesn't fit my narrative. And that's who I was calling out.
Well, there are most people that they will call out the censorship and they actually say if they were wrong that they would admit they're actually wrong and they would tell you about that type of stuff. Now specifically,
yeah, he didn't do Secret of Mana. I thought he did the designs for that too, but I was wrong about that.
There are people like I know of a content creator by the name of Vara Dark. specifically, like, she definitely was one of those people who called out said censorship, and she actually played Dragon Quest 2 HD because it seems to be this thing where if somebody calls out something like that, and they'll say, well, what is it? If you don't like it, don't buy it. And then there are people that are like, well, you should give the game a chance, then make an opinion. It's like, well, you can't make an opinion about it before, and then if you buy the game, you're a shill or drifting on it. So, and they're telling you, oh, well, if you don't, you should test it out. And there are people that actually test it out and they give their opinion, and after saying, well, this is I don't like this thing in this game, or they give their opinion. What I'm simply saying is, someone giving their opinion is not really a grift. They're giving opinion before something comes out. They wait for it to come out. They see, okay, well, maybe I was wrong here.
Thank you. Thanks for showing up.
Or maybe I was wrong there. And they're like, okay, well, this wasn't as terrible. Because I'm sure there are people in your community that kind of agree with that whole thing about, oh, if they're calling out this and that, and then when they'll actually play it and go, well, this thing changes. I know it's just kind of an off-topic thing, but I know that things that definitely something I also hate is the fact that, PlayStation will put their games on PC and then they'll block countries. Like, they'll say you need a PSN login, and people call it out.
You're getting off topic.
Yeah, he has to deflect. He's going to start talking about something completely different.
All right, go ahead.
You're all over the place, brother. Like, I see what you're trying to say, but I think the biggest issue, man, is that you let a lot of people online affect how you think about things. The fact that you just went all the way to PSN right now and all that, it tells me that you are online a lot, letting people say this and that, especially if you're listening to Vera Dark, especially if you're listening to her. Now, if she
essentially at the end of the day, he says that a lot, at the end of the day, and essentially
the game and whatever, that's fine. I didn't call her out specifically or anything, but what I'm saying is that there are a lot of people which don't like Dragon Quest, that don't know anything about Dragon Quest, that simply had a lot to say beforehand, and then now at this point, they've got nothing to say. They don't play it. They're just doing it because they can make money on it offline. That is the grifting part. When you just say it just because, hey, look, I built up this audience that doesn't play, that doesn't care about X, Y, and Z, but they care about this. And I can spin it one way that fits with their ideology or political or whatever. And and it's moved off of actually playing games. Good for her, she played it, but it's moved off of actually playing games and saying, hey, this is good or bad, to this is this one thing, I'm going to be angry, I'm going to start a movement online and all that. And gamers didn't do that. Back then, even if we didn't like something, you would say, hey, this is whatever, but I'm going to try the game out, or let's wait and see what happens. You've got these people that are, before anything even starts, they're going ballistic online. And that's who I called out. Because once again, they're saying stuff like go woke, go broke. And then when it doesn't go broke, they make excuses like you. This is what you did over and over, quotes with me a million times.
I've never made an excuse, actually.
No, quotes with hold on.
I just told you what shipped means versus sold. I said, see, when it comes to something like Square Enix, because what they've done, even with Remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, they were adamant in telling you how many copies they sold. So now with Dragon Quest, because it's not doing as good as Final Fantasy VII Remake or Rebirth.
He's very focused on the numbers, bud. How much things sell and that kind of shit. But when the things he supports don't sell quite as well, he has excuses. But he's all wrapped up in the numbers more than anything else.
As it'll say, Remake in 3 years made 7 million sold. It doesn't say 7 million shipped.
No.
So why is it that now?
I'm out.
Why is it now?
Incorrect. You're incorrect. They always use ship numbers. When you look at Final Fantasy 16, when you look at the first sales numbers overall, Final Fantasy 15, they always say shipped. What you're talking about is sold through. You don't know that term because you're not knowledgeable on any of this.
It says it right here.
No,
yeah, like normally if I thought something sucked, I'd be like, oh, I think your thing sucks and this is why. His reasoning is always, well, it only got this, bud. It only sold this much. That's why it sucks. Or also because they race swap and gender swap characters. Also, that's like his pet peeve.
Right here.
Listen,
right here.
Listen.
They're woke, and that's why they didn't make any money, bud.
Renown, listen. They said sales, okay? When the manufacturer, publisher, Square Enix, when they ship it to the store buys it from them. On their books, it is sold.
We'll get Henry Cavill as Isom.
Now, if you go to the Famitsu sales, we already know that to actual customers, it sold over 1 million units. We know that. So when they put out a press release saying, hey, it's sold more than 2 million, they mean sold, shipped, digitally downloaded. So you adjusted. At first you said shipped, and then you adjusted to downloaded plus shipped. I know what shipped versus sold through means. But when you're talking about sales,
Chris Evans as Isom.
Hold up. When you're talking about sales, that is when the publisher says, hey, we have sold that to the retailer. It is out. It's on our books. Sold through is something that they might get a little bit later down the line. So you might hear about it down the line, but early, they're just going to talk about what they've sold in stores, what they've actually shipped to the retailer.
Who would be the best white Isom?
And what they've digitally downloaded. That's what the sales are. That's why you see sells more. That's why you see shipped, downloaded. It's all combined. And once again, we know that the game is selling in stores because we have Famitsu to tell us that it's sold over 1 million copies, not shipped into them, but actually sold to customers.
So this is where
the press release that was announced on September 16th, 2023. It literally says they've sold.
Wesley Willis, lick a camel's ass, lick a moose's deck. I was trying to figure out a white Isom, but yeah, Wesley Willis, he would have been a great Isom.
Over 7 million.
Wesley Willis was really big. I met him in person. He was probably like 6'5" or something. Maybe 6'6", probably 350 plus pounds. Yeah, on Google it says he's 6'5". He was 6'5".
Copies. So what is the difference here? Where
was that the first press release? Was that the first press release?
That was. This was September 16th, 2023. It literally says.
When did that game come out?
2020.
So go look up when they said in 2020. Then come back. That's what I want.
So here's the thing, guys. We are in semantic hell right now, and I want to avoid this.
No, we're not in semantic hell because this guy is trying to talk about.
He said Denzel Washington should play Isom. Isn't Denzel Washington like in his 60s? Like Michael B. Jordan would probably be like a better option, right? Someone like that who's like in good shape. He's 70? Yeah, you can't have a 70-year-old play Isom, right? Because Isom's probably like in his 30s or 40s or something. I don't think he's in his 20s. Well, yeah, he only knows one black actor, Denzel Washington. Maybe Denzel Washington like 30 years ago.
Hold up. This guy's trying to talk about sales numbers like he knows something.
I know, but
he just got on the internet talking about sales right now. And he's talking about 3 years later about, because it's been 3 years. They have a better grasp. They have a better grasp of what's been sold.
I get it.
Hold up, real quick. Let me just explain this. And I promise I'll let you talk about this. It's right back. They have
a movie would cost so much money. There's like so much overhead. And I don't think it would sell as well as their like, printed paper with very little overhead in the grand scheme of things. It would take forever to film. And then if it sucked, I mean, like there'd be people even in their like brainwashed fan base that would not be able to deny that it sucked. Because a movie is so much harder to make. There's so many like things involved in filming like a full-length movie. A video game, they could probably do that. They could throw together, find some game developer and throw a game together. Probably a fighting game would be the safest. Like a 2D fighting game. Just use all the Ripaverse characters, make it like Street Fighter style.
A better grasp of what's been sold 3 years after the game has came out. So they can say, we've sold this many. If you get a press release within the first month or the first couple of weeks or the first few days, it's always going to be, hey, we've shipped this many. It sells this many.
Danny DeVito as Isom. I can't fly. Flying's not one of the things I can do.
Is the ship numbers plus the numbers sold in stores, the first day sales plus the downloaded.
Make it happen.
That's how it's always going to be.
And there's some companies.
And then they like, I could tell when they did their little trailer. The woman that they hired to play Yaira, like, she seemed like she couldn't act, but then they also gave her this weird accent that you could tell wasn't real. But I could tell they were just going for the look more than, like, the acting ability.
That's factually incorrect that it's 2 million shipped, though.
I get it.
That's factually incorrect.
I'm gonna assume this. I'm gonna assume it.
I just want to put that out there that it's factually incorrect that it's 2 million shipped. That's incorrect. MSRP. What does MSRP stand for? That's manufacturer suggested retail price.
I'm glad he told them, because Sturgis probably didn't know what that meant.
Who is the manufacturer? That is Nintendo. That is Square Enix. They're the ones who make so that is what they suggest the retail price is. Manufacturers,
in order to make their profit, yes.
Yeah, and retailers can do whatever they want. They can charge it a different price, but they usually go with manufacturer suggested retail price, which is what the company tells them to put the price at, so they can actually make a profit.
The point
it's a very slim profit.
Yeah, the point being is it's not going to be a massive.
A little bit about this because
so Sturgis is about to be like, I actually worked at McDonald's, bud. So I know a little bit about video game retail sales. He was like working the fryers at McDonald's, so that's his expertise. It's not like he was the manager of McDonald's, where I guess there's like a little bit of like, oh, well, you're selling something to a customer and you have to like order and keep track of the prices of the food and other materials that you need to run a McDonald's. But no. He was dipping fries into hot oil at McDonald's. He didn't know shit, or maybe running a cash register. I don't know. But he definitely, no, this is not, he's going to say McDonald's taught me about retail.
The food service business I used to work at, because the way it worked there was they bought obviously it's not retail, but it's food service. Where they would, it's McDonald's. What they would do is they would buy a box of meat. It would be 500 patties.
Yeah, but most McDonald's are not owned by McDonald's company. They're franchised. So like the franchisee has to buy all that. They don't get to choose where they buy their stuff from. They have to buy it from McDonald's and keep up McDonald's standards and practices in their restaurant. They have no like creative control over their menu or anything like that. And I think they have to I think McDonald's owns like the building and the land that it's on also. Like the franchisee maybe like leases it from them. It's a very different business than owning a store and like selling video games and shit.
The box they buy for 69 cents and sell to you for $1. Kind of like that.
Yeah, 69 cents. And that for food service, that's about right. Yeah, Mark.
Well, the guy who created the Big Mac at first got in trouble for it because it wasn't on the regular McDonald's menu. Like this guy owned, I think it was in Cincinnati. He owned a McDonald's and just decided to like make the Big Mac because the Big Mac was just there's these restaurants out there called Big Boy that are around the US. They had the Big Boy burger, which was the 2 beef patties with the 3 buns and everything, and the Thousand Island dressing. Yeah, he was trying to make a Big Boy. He was trying to make a Big Boy out of McDonald's food, and it ended up becoming too popular, like for them to get mad about it. And now it's their signature burger.
Margins are anywhere from 8 to 10%, typically in food service. In hard retail, margins are anywhere from 2 to 7%. 7% at the very top. So so yeah, we're talking a difference. But yeah, but the point being is, and I think there's a real argument to be made from your perspective here in terms of if we're talking about just hard sales numbers. Shift is you got to understand to a company that gets to spend something to their investors.
There are no big boys where I live, by the way.
Shipped, even if it's just shipped is just as good as sold. We got your money, bro. It's just as good as sold.
I also want to point out.
Yeah, so they're saying like you got to look at the bulk sales, not the retail sales, because if they're selling their game wholesale to these retailers. It's sold to them. They made the money already. The money's already been made.
quick thing. They also have not given us the sales. You said that they've given us the sales numbers for Rebirth. They have not given us the sales numbers for Rebirth. So just want to put that out there as well. We've gotten the sales numbers.
It's 7 million. What is it? They had a huge. What was it? There was a flop with Rebirth. Like they had a very low sales expectation of Rebirth.
I'm saying that they haven't given us the sales numbers. You said that they have not given us the sales numbers for Rebirth.
I said remake and integrate.
Yeah, remake and integrate. Those are old, so those did well. Those are on big install base, but they have not given us the sales numbers. I mean, you said that they were trying to fluff, from what I recall in your tweet here. You said that they fluffed their numbers.
So I stated that with sales for Dragon Quest because it's 2 million shipped and digital downloads, of course. It's similar
and sold to customers as well. But
sure, you showed me the 950K.
Sure. I like how he just like dismisses the point that was being made. Sure. That's what he does when he's reading tweets that he doesn't agree with. He'll just be like, no. And then he'll move on to the next one. He can't even be like, oh, that's a dumb tweet. This is why. He goes, no, bud. And then moves on to the next one.
It's one of those things where it's just like, I just feel like this. And this is where that grifter term comes in, where the people that are talking about it. And it just seems like maybe there's a bag of money to be made. Because I've looked at it, and especially like looking at the faces, and like I'm
pretty sure the guy that, not the ghost guy that's talking right now, the guy that's talking right now that kind of sounds like Ethan Ralph, but the guy that Sturgis is arguing with the most, I think he's a black guy that kind of like has the same style as Eric July, like he has the long beard and he wears the baseball cap and everything. I can't remember his name right now. Someone will probably tell me.
I didn't do the 18th century like skull measurement shit that they were doing on Twitter to make sure that her exact facial features were. I didn't do any of that shit because I'm normal, but like
that's just weird.
It seems to me like whether it's Dragon Quest 3 or whether it's this game or whether I just saw they just had this massive brigading thing because a game fogged out when you try to look up a pixel character's fully clothed body. And so they managed.
I don't know anything about this part.
Get that reversed, and so now they can actually like skirt creep on a lady who is fully dressed.
Is that a thing? What is that? Why do you need that put into your game?
I don't know. This is behavior in general. This entire movement is behavior that, frankly, I would be embarrassed to express this behavior in public.
I personally would let people just play the games the way they want to play it. I don't care.
I mean, that's one thing. I don't disagree with that, but like to literally have this much of a public outcry because you can't skirt creep a clothed character, like, oh my gosh, man, I don't get it. I don't get it. I feel like this is literally a parody.
Is that his channel, Player Essence? Is that his channel?
Of the SJWs from the 2014 and 10 times worse. Like, and I guess it confuses me that the people who are doing this can't see the irony of that. It just, I don't know. It boggles the mind to me. But again, they can do them. It's cool. But when it starts to encroach and actually starts to impact video games, and as Grums likes to say, be effective in some of the shit they're doing. It starts to.
That guy needs to go work on his game, Grums.
Yeah,
that guy needs to go work on his game.
It starts to encroach on MySpace because I actually play games where these folks don't. And
that Grums, the same guy who took what, $600,000.
Oh God, yeah. So he defends some scam that I know nothing about that I can't speak on really, but Sturgis will defend the people that share his political views and attack the people that disagree with him for the same shit.
$1,000 in money. The same guy who took $600,000 for his game. That's still not out yet? No, that's actually out there. Like, he took $600,000 plus some money, and it's been, 8 years now for his game, and he still hasn't delivered?
I just know it's
there's plenty of developers that do the same thing.
Here it is.
Oh, I guess that's okay. Hey, guys, listen. Since other developers steal money, it's okay for him to steal money. Oh, my goodness.
I never once said that it was okay.
You're justified. Oh, many of other developers do it. So
what I am saying is you're going after one guy You're going after one guy who took somebody's money. Like we get.
I went after multiple developers. He brought up Grumps, so I brought up how he's a fraud. You like to sympathize with him. That's the reason why you sit there and immediately make an excuse for him instead of saying, you know what? Yeah, you just did, buddy. You just I just called an excuse.
I literally did it. I just said, okay. I just said, okay. We'll call out Grums. I have. Actually,
brother, you just said plenty of other developers. The first thing out of your mouth was plenty of other developers.
I said plenty of other developers do the same thing. Are we doing the same thing for them? Are we doing the same thing for them?
Sure. Call those developers out right now. I'll give you a stage. Go ahead. Call them out. Let's hear
it. There's the guy who did the Shadow Hearts successor. The guy who did the Breath of Fire.
Has that been 8 years?
Was it? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It does matter. No, I think it does matter. Yeah, time matters, buddy. Time matters. No, because if I start a game let's say a year ago, if I start a game a year ago and I don't deliver on that game in 1 year, people will be more lenient because it's only been 1 year. But if I started something 8 years ago, that would be a little bit more problem, especially when a bunch of people in the Discord are complaining and his fans that bought in are complaining and he just ignores them to talk on Twitter and all that. So name something relevant and name something that's 8 years ago. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter how long it's been.
Yeah, because you're weird. Because you're a grifter,
if you're promised a product within a certain amount of time and you don't deliver, and it takes even more years, and you have no progress updates based on said product you're trying to deliver, it's the same thing. You get called out as well.
Okay, well then you call them out. Bad for them. Shame on them. Shame on them. But the first thing that you did was defend him.
The first thing I did do was defend him. I said, okay, so we're calling out Grums. Okay, cool. Are we calling
out
what you
said?
Yes.
I'm not calling. To be fair, I'm not.
Hold up.
Oh, so much cross chatter.
Hold up. We're not going to rewrite what he just said.
I said, what about other developers?
You can't quote tweet me when we're debating live. You can't quote me. Let me finish.
You can't quote tweet me while we're debating live because that's what he does. Sturgis doesn't reply. He quote tweets everything.
You said the first thing you said was plenty of other developers. You are deflecting. You are deflecting. I don't know did your parents teach you what deflecting is? Deflecting is when somebody says something
about other developers.
Listen, stop trying to quote tweet me live.
Nobody's doing
deflecting is when somebody says something that somebody did and you immediately bring up something else. That is called deflecting. That is what you did. When we first brought up Grums, you said plenty of others.
What you're doing is you weren't letting me finish my statement before you jumped all over.
No, you're trying to rewrite what just happened.
Nobody's rewriting anything. I said, what about other developers as well as Grums?
To be honest with you, I don't pay attention to Eric July's channel and how many subscribers he has. I don't focus on that kind of stuff. So no, I mean that's interesting, but I don't normally look at that kind of shit.
Before you start jumping all over me, that's what.
Now my response.
And that's what I was going to say, but you jumped all over my statement before I got to finish.
And my response is, I didn't attack Grums for being, for not finishing the game. I attacked Grums for being an annoying, creepy, pervy weirdo. That is annoying. It is very.
And I've been personally asked on Twitter about Grums' game, and I said, hey, it's terrible. He hasn't delivered it. I've already said this plenty of times.
You should have said that first. You should have said that first instead of saying.
Yes,
you should have said that first.
Yes, I have been asked about it. Yes, I've been asked. And it's like, what about Grums' game? It's like, I think it's terrible. He hasn't delivered it as well.
That's good. See, we're making progress. I like it. We're making progress instead of defending him first.
And again, always trying to search for that space in that path in between that's unexamined. I think another reason why Grums.
Oh, he's the moderator.
Aside from being annoying and creepy, I think another reason Grums gets the ire he does is largely. Not again. I didn't even know about the game shit. Not super knowledgeable about that. But the other thing is these other devs, these devs that are doing, like you said, like the Breath of Fire, or whatever. You know what they're not doing? They're not inciting they're not manufacturing outrage and keeping this space in a constant state of turmoil, constantly every single day.
All I said is he should go work on his game instead of sitting here on Twitter all day. Go work on his game. It's been 8 years. Go work on your game. The developers for those go work on your game. That's all I said.
He should. And again, I don't care if he works on his game or not. He should stop.
That's what I'm saying.
He should stop inciting. He should stop inciting and putting the space in the turmoil. That's what.
It's been a decade. It's been nearly a decade. You got kids that maybe supported it when they were 10 years old. They're about to be 20. They're about to be 20 years old, and they do not have their game. Listen, they not have their game yet, right?
Hey man, I'm doing actually that same thing when it comes to the comic.
I'm doing that same thing into comics, bud.
Indie comics, because I'm in that position in indie comics where a guy is spending all his time, live streaming rather than finishing a comic that's like 5 years old, 5 years late.
Oh, I think he's talking about Ethan Van Sciver, right?
I'm dealing with that now, so I get that.
Yeah, and then they come out and they scream at your boy Ripa too.
Listen,
who's
he potentially stole breast milk too from an Activision Blizzard. Okay, I just want to put that out there.
Allegedly.
As well. He allegedly stole breast milk from. Listen, that baby went thirsty because of Grumps. The baby potentially went thirsty because of Grumps. That is creepy, man. Listen, that is really creepy. I'm just saying.
It was called Penny Blood and Orange Fantasia. Those are the two games.
Yeah, I know. I've covered Penny Blood and Armed Fantasia. Apparently, those games are going to get releasing in, I don't know when they said 2025 for those games.
I don't know about these games either.
So Penny Blood is the spiritual successor to Shadow Hearts, which I really like, and Armed Fantasia is supposed to be a spiritual successor to Wild Arms.
I hear good things about both those games.
Those, those are, as I'm saying, those have been in development for a long time as well. Like, they were Kickstarter games. They actually took more money than Grubs.
Yeah, the Kickstarters, I think, started 2023 for those games, or 2023. So, it hasn't been 8 years,
But they also took more.
And I don't think they said the game was going to be ready in 2024. I don't think they said the game's coming out in 2024. I think they started the game in 2023.
Well, if the game comes out and if the game's good, I think there's a game called Amori, which is one of my favorite flipping games ever. It's really, really good in terms of.
So this game was funded in 2022, and the last update was in 2024 for both of these.
So the last.
This is what I mean, like. 2024, December 6, 2024. So we're going on 3 years with this one. And this one actually took in more money than Grumps' game.
Okay. What's your point?
My point is
is he talking about Vito? I don't know. There's a few that he does this with.
If we're going to do it to Grumps.
But if Eric July's comic is out late, then that's okay. There's all these reasons why that's actually a good thing.
Got to do it to them too.
Okay,
well,
call me six years from now.
It doesn't matter.
If 6 years from now, I'll definitely blast them like I blasted Grumps, and I'll make sure that the developers of Pennywise and Armed Fantasia, I'll make sure that they don't steal any breast milk either.
I'll make sure they don't steal any. I don't know anything about that story, but that's.
I'll make sure they don't do any of that. Allegedly, I'll make sure they allegedly don't spill any breast milk, and I will blast them 6 years from now. And trust me, I will blast them because I've covered both of these games. So I will absolutely blast them, especially the developers are taking all their time. If I see these two developers or these developers on Twitter starting stupid culture wars and stupid things back and forth instead of developing their game, I will blast them. Trust me. Trust me. Because those two developers, they're not on Twitter sitting here crying and complaining and whining about everything, talking about how Black Myth Wukong should be game of the year, and then his ass didn't even play it. Wow, it should be this and it should be that, and then he didn't even play the game.
I hear Black Myth Wukong is mighty good though.
If it looks like a fraud, it smells like a fraud, it acts like a fraud, drinks breast milk like a fraud. It might be a fraud. Doesn't pay attention to his kids like a fraud. It might be a fraud. I'm just saying. You might get a scam. That's what I'm just trying to say. I'm just putting it out there. And it's been 8 years. 8 years like a fraud. Hey, listen, man.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, it shouldn't matter how many years it is. You should still call it the developer.
Oh, no, it definitely matters how many years it's been. If somebody's on Twitter all day crying, complaining, whining, and it's been 8 years, oh no, it matters.
I think the longer it's been,
it doesn't matter.
It matters to anybody logical. I think anybody logical, it matters. Now, crazy people, grifters, no, it doesn't matter.
I think that the longer a game goes, and that's what happened to Amori. That's why I brought up Amori. The longer a game goes without coming out, I think the bigger the outcry ends up being. So 8 years, I think Amori was 6. I mean, that's getting pretty mighty, man. That's getting pretty mighty.
Look, like I said, I will blast the developers. I will blast the developers if they're caught up on Twitter doing all this nonsense. If it was the same thing, if it's been 8 years and they're on Twitter doing all this stupid stuff, drinking breast milk on the side potentially, allegedly, and doing all this weird stuff, trust me, I will definitely call them out. But there is no comparison here between Armed Fantasia and Pennywise. Or not Pennywise, sorry. Pennywise.
Well, and I want to make sure we're clear, though.
There's no comparison here.
We want to try to maintain some high ground here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that Grums is allegedly a deadbeat dad. It doesn't matter that Grums allegedly stole breast.
Oh, did I say that? Oh, my bad. Allegedly.
It's literally that's like a personal attack. Has nothing to do with the conversation.
Okay,
exactly.
Allegedly, but I'm just saying
none of that matters.
There are tendencies within people, okay, grifters, to do things that are a bit slimy. Their character bleeds into other things that they do, and clearly, this guy's character is questionable, if not outright ridiculous at times, which has been detailed many times on it. But you got people protecting him, and you know what?
You're fat, bud.
Protect him all day. I'm just simply putting out there stuff that's already been put out there already. I'm just simply putting out there, and we're talking about it right now. He brought that up. I just want to say that.
I'm just asking him to stop hurting gaming. Like okay, you don't like some of the things happening in gaming. Cool. There's a way to go about it besides just hate brigading the devs and hate.
Yeah, normally the only person I talk about how like fat they are is Shanny, because she is starving. She's like starving her romantic partner while she gets like progressively bigger and bigger. And I think that's fucking insane. So you have to point that out to point out how fucked up that is. Where she has like a stockpile of food and Jason just eats peanut butter out of a jar. And that's like all the food he eats, and she gets like everything, and they get a pizza and she eats, 8 out of 10 slices and Rev gets 2. It's like that. She has this weird thing, not only with overeating, but with controlling the food and keeping the food for herself and depriving Jason of the food. And Jason was kind of a fat guy back in the day when they had all this money where, like, if Shanny ate all the food, he could just go buy some. Now that's not the case. So now all the food that Jason gets goes through her first.
It's just...
It's similar to what I say when it's like, okay, I'll call it censorship. It doesn't matter if I played the series or not. Which, even though I have said,
Oh, by the way, Shanny's back, so we'll touch on that.
Series. Obviously, the people, it's not the best games in the series. What is so terrible about calling out censorship in a series? When I literally call it censorship in anything, regardless of what game it is.
And that's fair from that perspective. That's fair.
I first of all, if you don't care about something, what's the point of calling it out? It sounds fake. Listen, back in my day, when I was raised,
come out the way they're supposed to.
Wait, hold up. I hear you. Okay.
Similar to like how I'll say I'll put another game, Lollipop Chainsaw. That came out. People were talking about, jiggle physics and all. I played the original game. I got every single achievement for that game. I think that game should have just come out remastered. Nothing changed. Obviously, music had to be changed due to licensing.
He gets mad about like changes also when they remaster an old game or make a sequel to an older franchise. Little changes bother him a lot. He's very focused on the numbers. There's something about Sturgis. I don't know. Spurges.
I know that, but nothing should be changed from that game if it's just a remaster. It's not even a full-on remake. Like you can make the argument for Final Fantasy VII, of course.
So I can understand.
They also had that compartment in Square Enix.
Yeah. You're a fan, right? You said that you like the original game, so therefore you're commenting on the censorship for that. Yeah. What I'm saying is that you've got people. This is where the grip comes in when it comes to their ideology or whatever they want to believe in. They don't care. They know that they don't care. They don't play the franchise. They don't care about the franchise, but I can make some money online saying something about something that I don't care about. Listen, how I was raised is that if you care about something, you got to actually support that and you got to be about it. These people are not about playing games.
I'm pretty sure Sturgis has a job. I think he does have a job. I believe he does. He, first of all, he has like an associate's or a bachelor's degree in like design, like graphic design, I believe. But his thumbnails would suggest otherwise. and I don't know what he does for work. All I know is that he lived in New York, and his job was going to force him to get the vaccine, and he didn't want to get it, so he moved to Florida and like has a job down there and lives down there in Florida where they didn't force him to get the vaccine.
These games, they're just about making money off of talking about stuff that they don't care about. And that's where the grift comes in.
Who are we specifically talking about?
Grifters. Anybody that you grifters.
Again, I volunteered grounds, but
anybody specifically.
I'm not naming anybody specific.
That's the issue there.
I said
you can't even name at least one person.
I don't even name anybody.
Because that's just why. Which is why because I like I said, I watch Vera Dark here and there, but she is one of those people that has been called a quote unquote grifter.
Yeah.
But
you know she's not going to get you though, right? You're aware that she's not going to get you.
I personally don't care.
Okay, cool. Just want to let you know. Okay.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, gotcha.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
What I'm saying is she is one of those people that has been called the grifter. Yet she'll sit there and like we.
Yeah, I have no idea what his job is now. I found his old like LinkedIn profile from when he lived in New York, and it mentioned a few things, even the McDonald's that he mentioned here. But I don't know what he does in Florida. I don't really care that much, but it was interesting. But I guess he does. I mean, like I think he lived with his mom before, so like now he lives on his own. So he has like an apartment, maybe roommates. I don't know all those details, but
we had with David Jaffe. I know, he says that she doesn't game, right? Meanwhile, you can go on her channel and view all the games she's played, even all the shitty ones that she has called out and for various reasons, woke, whatever bullshit. She's played all those shitty games like Star Wars Outlaws and Dragon Quest: The Veilguard and all these other shitty games that flopped or failed. So, yeah. Well,
I worked in fast food at Wendy's, and I would not call that retail experience, or that I would not claim to like understand the retail business as someone who worked inside of it, because it's not retail. Especially like I cooked food. That's what I understood, how to cook French fries and chicken nuggets and cheeseburgers and that kind of shit. That's what I learned. So if someone's like talking about retail sales, I'm not going to be like, hey, I used to grill hamburgers, so I kind of know what I'm talking about here. It's kind of like the time Sturgis said that he grew up in the projects to look cool to one of his friends, and his friend was like, really? And he was like, well, I lived near them. Okay.
Yeah, so Dragon Age: The Veilguard looking like it didn't even break 1 million sales. There was a point where you could actually walk into a Target, buy a PS5, and get Veilguard for free. They were giving away Veilguard for free with video card purchases.
If you have like a management role at a restaurant, then you probably understand it better than like someone whose job it is to like prepare food.
And various other things.
Veilguard's not looking great, honestly. But
I didn't have to worry about like purchasing food and stuff like that, and like making sure everything's stocked, but you don't get too much stuff, and scheduling the people to work there, and how much it costs to like how many people you need to be working during the slow times versus the busy times to like not waste any money.
I don't know where the sales numbers are for Veilguard. I don't know if it's not over 1 million. I don't know where the sales numbers are or not. But I mean, that's one chick. That's one lady.
So
I'm not saying it's her.
I will give you another one.
Are you trying to fish out like an answer for me, like who I'm talking about? I'm simply talking about grifters. If you don't think she's a grifter, then ignore her. Then ignore that.
Simply saying these are people that have been called grifters in the past and just kind of proven how they're not. I'm not fishing for literally anything. Another one would be Hypnotic. People say he's a grifter, even though he's had a Steam account for 20 years, has plenty of Steam library, and has played multiple games, even on streams as well. Even though the crappy games that he's also called out as well. So
because he kind of does every now and then. He does. I've seen it. He also harbors racists too on his podcast, and he defended racism. So
allegedly.
No, not allegedly.
So
Sturgis got really quiet for a second. He's like, allegedly, bud.
People think that it was racist.
Allegedly, bud.
People think that it wasn't racist. But I mean, you guys saw Osmond Gold or whatever. He said it was racist. So I mean, he's kind of like the messiah in your community. So I mean, if he says it, then I mean, it might be racist.
I don't watch Osmond Gold. So
okay, Osmond Gold, is that his name? Okay, so even he said that was racist in terms of that podcast with Hypnotic. Even he said that. So like I said, he is kind of the messiah in you guys' community for a lot of that type of everything's woke, whatever, blah blah blah, right? So he's even saying that. So Hypnotic had a podcast with somebody that said something, and he defended that. He defended that.
No, he actually called it out. Did you not see that?
No, he was defending it on Twitter.
He absolutely called it out.
He
actually posted a clip of him calling out.
After his video got removed. He said he wasn't calling it out on Twitter. He was telling everybody to watch it, and he was bullshitly bragging when somebody called him out. So
he was telling people to watch the full context of what happened, and watching him call out the person live.
He never once said that. Hey, we don't want racism on our podcast. That's not the good look. We don't stand for that. He never said anything like that. That's where the grift comes in.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to. Because he's a grifter. Because he's a grifter. Watch my content. Watch my racist content. Watch whatever I want you to watch so I can make money.
He's a free speech absolutist. So
he's a free speech absolutist, bud. Not a racist.
And Harvard a racist.
My whole thing is anyone should be able to say anything they want. But it does not that doesn't make you free of consequences to what you say.
Okay.
Although you should be able to say whatever you want.
His video got removed.
So let's explore that. So again, like free speech as a principle is always an interesting principle. It's one that I can respect and understand people coming from that, right? But I think there's typically a deeper conversation that needs to be had where this sudden zeal that always seems to pop up, in particular with certain circles, comes from free speech. So to take the chat and to take the guess on a little bit of the history tour. It won't be too much of a detour, but it's worth having. There is a old racist film from a long time ago called Birth of a Nation, okay? And this film had a backlash. There was all kinds of black activists, and there were more liberal activists that tried to boycott that movie. And in response to that boycott, which, again, that's free speech, hey, there's a racist movie. We don't want to watch the racist movie, and we're going to try to spread word that this is a racist movie that's damaging to a lot of people. In response to that, the director put out a pamphlet called The Rise and Fall of Free Speech. And there was a similar backlash to that boycott, saying, oh, this is attacking our free speech. So you understand that this pattern tends to repeat, and it tends to repeat in certain circles. And so while free speech in and of itself is a fine principle, the question I always ask is free speech to say what? Free speech to do what? Where is that coming from? And is it free speech one way, or when somebody tries to boycott that bad free speech, is that suddenly attacking free speech?
Listen, that dude, nobody's saying and I see what you're saying, flipping the switch. That was that's good. But I'm not saying that he can't say what he wants to say or anybody can say what they want to say on there. I just simply said the result of after that dude, when it comes to like grifting or when it comes to whatever, which we did invite Hypnotic here. He ignored our messages, by the way. But that's no.
Well, to be fair, I'm tiny. To be fair, I don't want to.
He still ignored them. He still didn't respond at all.
But you're not tiny. But I get it because you're not tiny.
It's not like he's a massive channel either. So
sure.
I mean, whatever. But what I'm trying to say overall with this, because I know, like I said, you take issue with me even just saying grift tubers. I'm not even mentioning certain people or whatever. So I'll say this, like when people,
lots of people out there getting COVID. By the way, if anyone out there wants to help me get a little closer to the goal, it's pinned right there in the top of the chat. That would be cool if you decide to do so.
Do stuff like that, like they just randomly want to talk about X, Y, and Z without having any type of information on the game or the franchise or what they're trying to do at all. If that's what you want to watch, that's whatever the case is. That's fine. I talk about stuff too as well. But let's not try to sit here and act like these people are highly invested into these franchises and care about the gameplay and care about all this other stuff. Some of them even potentially even play some of these things so they can say, I see, I told you so. I told you. Because if you look at all their old content, it's not even the stuff that they're talking about now in today's day. They've completely changed.
So changing your content is bad?
Changing your content is bad? What I'm saying is that
I guess it depends on your perspective. Because there's some people demanding change content, and some that say no, don't change it at all. Or
Thank you so
I
much.
ain't got much, but here ya go.
That's great. Thank you.
it just depends.
They are following the grift. They know that this type of stuff can make them money doing this. So that's the reason why they're doing it. They're not doing it because they feel like some type of overwhelming call personally, because they are a fan of the franchise and they enjoy it and they want to play the game. They're doing it because they know they can rile people up online and make money off of it. Now, that's fine. If you want to be able to do that, that's cool. But somebody can call you out as fake. I feel that those people that do that are fake. And I'm not mentioning anybody in particular. You're talking about certain people.
Even though you just said Hypnotic.
Or orange-haired lady or whatever. I'm just talking about this right now. Hypnotic, I don't know. Hypnotic, I'm just talking about griftubers in general. I'm saying.
Yeah. So what would you consider a grip? So who would you consider a griptuber? That's the thing. You can't just say, "Oh, griptubers," and not name nobody.
I'm just saying grifting. Griftubers.
But you just said Hypnotic had a grip.
I said Hypnotic does grifting, and he also harbors.
That's my point.
Yeah, Hypnotic does grifting. Yeah, he does.
Do you have any actual proof that Hypnotic doesn't care about what he talks about or the games he talks about? Do you have any proof?
Do I have any proof? No, I say that he does grifting, the stuff like he does, and also harboring racism as well. That's what I'm saying. That's what I see on his
proof that he doesn't care about the franchise he talks about.
Well, maybe if he played more and I saw him actually play the games and I saw him actually cover the games.
He played Black Myth Wukong. He played Dragon Age the Veilguard. He played Dustborn. He played Half-Life 2 recently.
Oh,
he played Alan Wake 2.
To be fair, I never played Dragon Age Veilguard to make money.
He made it so he can.
He made the most ridiculous character he possibly could. He made the most hateful character he possibly could. He named it something ridiculous, and I get it. Like I get the humor from that perspective, and I don't think he played that for the love of the franchise. I think he played that because he could steal on the game. He could steal on the devs. He could make fun of the transness and the skin conditions and all the other stuff that he found ridiculous. And I think he knew that was going to make him some fun.
And that's fine. I don't have if he wants to be a grifter or grifttuber, he can do that.
Now, did you ask him if he's ever played any previous Dragon Age before?
Yes, I did. I've shown the thing on Santa's knee before.
Or you assume that he's grifting on Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Did I ask him?
The Sturgis sitting on Santa Claus's knee. I've seen that.
I'm just saying, if he wants to be a griftuber, or if he wants to sit there and he wants to do these type of things.
Did you ask Hypnotic if he
played? He won't even respond to my message. Did he play the previous ones?
Did you ask him?
Play the pre? I'm asking you.
Did you ask him though? That's not.
Why would I ask him?
Because you're assuming he's a grifter because he played Dragon Age the Veilguard, and assuming that he's never played a game.
No, I never said he's a grifter because he played Dragon Age the Veilguard. I said that he played it because he knows he can make a ton of money saying ridiculous things and doing ridiculous things online. That's what he did. He did that. That's exactly what he did.
But you've also said grifter.
He didn't play it. Wait a minute, time out. He didn't play it because he's some type of big Dragon Quest fan and he wants to see if it's really to see if he's. He already went into it thinking one thing. He already went into it knowing I'm going to slam this. He went into it one way. Come on, man, stop the cap.
But you made the assumption that griftubers talk about stuff in franchises that they don't care about. What if he's actually talking about a franchise he does care about? Did you ever ask him if he's played a previous Dragon Age game and cared about it?
I'm telling you what.
I'm pretty sure he's played The Witcher 3 and talks about The Witcher 4 being.
I don't know if he has or not. All I'm saying is that the first thing that comes out of his mouth, it's something so he can profit off of it. Of this is a problem. This is a huge. These are what these do.
Yeah, they do seek out things to be outraged about. It's very selective because they need it for content.
Dudes do. They don't actually talk about the game in terms of it. They don't actually want to know about the game, what it does good, what it does bad, and an actual real review of the game. They don't. You know that they don't. He didn't do that with Dragon. We don't need to sit there and ask this or that. That's exactly what he did.
He actually did.
Dragon Age Veilguard. That's exactly what he did.
He actually did write a review for Dragon Age Veilguard on his Twitter account.
What is Twitter? Oh my gosh. I bet that was completely fair and non-biased before heading into it, right?
But once again, you didn't even ask if he was a fan of the franchise previously before assuming that he's doing it for money.
He might have been a fan of the franchise.
I don't know if
all right, but then you can't make the assumption that quote unquote griftubers do it because they can say ridiculous
one guy
act like they've never played a previous game in a franchise.
Griftubers do a lot of different things. I wasn't naming anybody individually. Once again, I said he does grifting. Grifting, and he harbored a racist and made excuses for them on it. I mean, that's what he did. But like, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do.
The person that he called out in the live stream that he did during that whole situation. So once again, we're doing this thing where we're assuming that because someone's talking negatively about a current game in a certain franchise, you think they didn't play the previous games, and they
never said that he didn't play them, man.
I'm saying it. No, I'm saying this as a general rule of thumb.
All right.
You're assuming that
it's a rule of thumb, bud.
The franchise currently and what's coming out in the franchise, but you're saying that they didn't play. They don't care about the franchise and never played it. Like that's what we're doing without actually asking the person if they've actually.
You didn't read the book, bud.
Without I don't ask GriftTubers anything. I don't ask them anything.
That's the problem.
You know why I don't ask them anything?
That's like me.
You know the reason why I don't ask GriftTubers anything? Because they don't say anything. Because they're so focused on saying X, Y, and Z and grifting and doing all this. If they play all this stuff, if they do all this stuff, then start actually talking about it. Then start actually talking about it more on your page. Start actually showing more of it. If they do all that, then that's fine. If they did all that, then that's fine. But a lot of them do not.
You mean like how Semantic has shown his actual Steam library?
So full
I don't know what the Steam library has to say. You're focused. Wait, time out. You're focusing on one person, bro. I said GriftTubers. There's a lot of people that actually don't play the.
So I talked about
Grums. Let me give you an example. Grums talked about Black Myth Wukong. He should be
called out for that.
It's this or that. So you can bring up any example of one person or not, and I can bring up an example of somebody who does do that. So I'm simply telling you grifters.
And just so Shanny needs to know this, again, tiny channel, so he could have just said it's beneath his notice, but Hypnotic was invited to this discussion. Hypnotic decided for whatever reason, not saying he was scared, not saying he might have had other shit to do. For whatever reason, Hypnotic is not here. So again, it would be
so
nice
they got Sturgis instead. I don't know anything about Hypnotic either. I don't watch a lot of these people.
I legitimately he can play whatever he wants to play or not.
Regularly about GriftTubers, when you never asked a single one you consider a GriftTuber if they've ever played a game in the previous franchise.
They should talk about the game. They should talk about the games more.
That's like saying, "Oh, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake," and I go, "Yeah, I played the original version. This version sucks." Like
if you are complaining about a franchise that's been around for a long time, and if you actually like that franchise, you would be able to easily point out X, Y, and Z, why this is wrong about this new thing that you're complaining about. You should put that in your complaints because that's usually where complaints come from. If you've played, there's a lot of people who are complaining about Siri. How can she be a Witcher? These morons did not play Witcher 3 because it was very clear that she was going to become the next Witcher in the Witcher 3. Okay? It was very clear because a lot of people don't actually play stuff that they have to talk that they're talking negatively about or whatever. A lot of people do not do that. Okay?
It not being in the lore, literally saying that females cannot be witchers and adults.
Okay, and is Siri normal?
So
did you play the end of Witcher 3?
So I have played the Witcher. To be fair, Siri is.
I said I did not play Witcher.
Linchpin is Siri is the linchpin of the entire narrative of the Witcher series, essentially, and it is basically staked out as early as game 2.
All right, let's skip ahead a little bit. Let's go here.
Like there's a reason why
you're allowed to not like the way a character looks. That's literally an opinion.
That's your opinion.
That's fine. I'm just telling you what your folks are saying there. Like that's what they're saying.
Right.
That's why I said the people that are just complaining online before they even know anything about. That's the problem. That is an issue. That is an issue. That is a big problem because they don't know what they're talking about, yet they're talking online. And some people have big accounts, that's where the grifting comes. They don't know what they're talking about. And then they just want to say whatever. They don't know what they're talking about.
They literally give opinions. They're allowed to do that.
Okay, and they're allowed to be wrong.
Yeah,
and they're allowed to be wrong too.
Yeah, and you're right. They're allowed to give their opinions, but if every time they open their mouths to give an opinion, they're a hateful piece of shit. You understand why people react the way they do.
And there's also dumb opinions. I mean, people say, "No, nobody's opinion." No, there's really dumb opinions.
There are dumb opinions.
You don't know the franchise, or you don't know the games, or you don't
flat
know what
Earth and that kind of shit. A lot of weird, like provably false conspiracy theories
about the X, Y. That's kind of a stupid opinion, in my opinion. That's a dumb opinion.
But I've also asked you, did you ever ask anybody you're complaining about
I asked
if they've ever played a game in previous
everyone.
Hello!
Renowned Zero. We are back again, talking about my opinions, bud.
My opinions, bud. Thank you, Renowned. Where did he come up with that name? Is that some kind of like anime reference or something? I don't watch anime, so I don't know. Can someone tell me? Where did he come up with that? Zero. We noun zero. This won't go for the full 2 minutes. It'll wrap up pretty quick. The 102 is just ridiculously long. I think this is like just over a minute, maybe? Yeah. Okay, that was a good palate cleanser from this video. I know he's a big Castlevania fan. That's what his weird AI profile image where he's like way more muscular than he actually is. Where he has like these giant biceps in it and shit. I think that's like a Castlevania style type picture.
In the franchise.
I'm not.
And that's my point. There are people that sit on Twitter and cry about grifters all day, and yet they'll say, "Well, I'm not going to talk to those people." It's like, well, then you don't know their perspective. You don't know.
If these people did a better job, listen. If these people did a better job of explaining X, Y, and Z in their Twitter posts complaining, I know when somebody knows about something because I'll see how they talk about it. There's people that complain about all sorts of stuff in my stream and everything, and I can question it because they bring up knowledge that is pertaining to what they're talking about. A lot of these people pick the easiest common thing to attack. Pick the easiest thing, and they don't reference the games before. If you know something, then you will reference it. You will know what it's about. But a lot of these people do not reference anything from the past games. If they did, they would say it. If they did, they would say it, and they don't. And they don't, and you know that they don't. You can ask them all you want to, but I guarantee you a lot of them just do it because they know they can make money off it. Is it 100% of everybody? No, I do know that because Grums did it, and he's a grifter. So I do know that because Black Myth Wukong, your leader, he's the leader in the grift, one of the leaders in the grift community. Black Myth Wukong, he was sitting here capping all day for that game. He's sitting here and capping, and he never even played it.
None of this matters. None of this matters.
And he never even played it. He never even played it.
You never asked those people if they played previous games or games that you're talking about that they're grifting.
Well, listen. Grums did.
So here's the thing, guys. None of this matters, and let me tell you why. Because The Witcher is going to come out. It's going to sell a bazillion copies. It's going to. So I just want to get everybody ready for this. And when it does, all of the people who were measuring skulls and talking about DEI chins, they're going to claim the game. They're going to say it never
measuring skulls
to begin with, and they're going to move on to their next outrage tourism.
That's the thing. That's what these people, right? It's woke until it does well enough that it's like, oh, well, no, it was never that.
It's all an opinion. Grifting is not an opinion.
It's an opinion, bud.
It's woke. It's go woke or go broke until oops, I'm wrong. And then oh my gosh, I'm not going to talk about that. Like Dragon Quest. Getting back to the topic, like Dragon Quest.
No, keep in mind that Baldur's Gate 3, where
it's just an opinion.
You can clap a bear's ass cheeks. Is unwoke. Keep that in mind.
Listen, I'm telling you, man, it's woke until it does. If it does really well, then I don't want to talk about sales numbers.
Baldur's Gate 3, where you can literally have sex with everybody.
Concord,
not woke.
Dustborn. Look at these games. Look, they went woke. They went broke. Dragon Quest.
Majority of games that have gone woke have gone broke. Look at Saints Row. Look at Volition go under after 30 years because they made one bad game.
But is it because? But Renowned, is it because they're woke, or is it because the game's a piece of shit?
Well, yeah, the game's a piece of shit because it went wrong.
So
that is his only actual position, and then he just kind of bases his argument on that being objectively true. If something's woke, it didn't. If anything, most of the things that fail, it's because they went woke, and that's why they fail.
It's not because the game is woke; it's because the game isn't good. Thanks for letting us know. See, the funny thing about grift sympathizers, you guys don't even believe your own shit. That's the funniest thing about you guys. Like, y'all will contradict your own stuff right then and there, so I don't even got to do it.
The game went woke, and it was trash because it went woke.
Oh, it was trash. It didn't. No. Dragon Quest went woke. Did it go broke? No, it didn't. It's fine. Dragon Quest is fine. Baldur's Gate went woke. Did it go broke? Oh no, it's fine. It's actually pretty good. Concord, that went woke and it went broke. Oh, that game sucks. That game is trash.
GriftTubers They've literally said
it's so ambiguous what is and isn't woke. You can attribute that to anything, or you can deny it easily. Be like, oh no, that wasn't woke. Actually,
you can have woke elements and be a good game, or of course, because you never watch their content, you would never hear them ever say that.
Man, I watch their shitty content. I have watched their
exactly. So they don't even know that they say these things. Like, hold up, woke elements and be good.
Ooh, voices are getting raised now.
You don't watch the content
first
you
of all,
complain about.
watching their content is like grading your thumbs, or you're like putting like a chalkboard and like scratching your nails against the chalkboard.
You're admitting that you don't watch the content you complain about.
You don't watch it. You didn't read the book either, bud. That was always his. You didn't read the book. Tell me you didn't read the book without telling me you didn't read the book.
I've watched their content, and their content consists of anonymous sources. This is woke because this girl's chin looks a certain way. She has different color hair.
An opinion
There's
that
this.
they're allowed to have. Once again, an opinion. That's
Let me finish. I've watched their content, and it's garbage. Okay. And it's
So here's what I will say, guys.
If you actually watch their content and you listen to
it's
something
full
they
of
said,
nonsense.
which is a game can have woke stuff and still be good. They literally said these statements.
So then,
would know that
why
if you
say
watch
go
their
woke? So then why say go woke, go broke?
Yeah, how
It's
does
more
that
about
diffuses their premise?
Let me finish. It's more about if the game is good or not. This woke or broke stuff is a grifting element that you guys use to try to say, I got you. But then when it doesn't fit your narrative, it's it can still be good. It's fine. This whole thing, it's a mirage.
I gotta interject, guys.
Yeah, I mean, like everything that needs to be said is being said right there. That's
time.
He just laid it out perfectly.
Go ahead.
I interject. So just like you are correct in some aspect to say you can have an opinion on a game without playing the game. I think to some extent that's correct. I can have an opinion on a channel without necessarily watching all of that channel's content. You can get a feel for a channel. Like people can pop in my stream for 10 minutes and they can get a feel for me and they get a feel for my channel. And they can say, this doesn't seem like my thing. And they can butt out or they can subscribe.
All I'm asking for is consistency. If you're gonna sit,
a lot of YouTubers, they're people you call GripTubers, have always been consistent.
If you say go woke, go broke, you're not consistent because you're not consistent because that would mean if you go woke, you're gonna be broke no matter what. It's not go woke, go broke. Sometimes, no, that has to pertain to the actual game and the quality of the game itself. It's not whether it's woke or not, it's whether the game is good or not. That is the overwhelming thing. So go woke, go broke shouldn't even really exist. What should exist is the quality of the game. They are cherry picking go woke, go broke. Sometimes it's go woke, go broke. Other times it's not go woke, go broke. It can be woke, but it can still be good. But people can still buy it.
The end zone is it's never woke at all. It wasn't woke.
That's what they do. They shift, they move the goalposts, they shift. And if Dragon Quest flopped, if it sold nothing, you guys would all be saying, not you guys, people would all be saying, go woke, go. See, look, they went broke. But the fact that it's sold well, they stopped talking about it. And it gets back to what I said originally. They are grifting. They are moving the goalposts. They're sitting here. They don't know about the franchise 11 years ago doing type A, type B. They don't know about a ton of different things that are brought up in this, but they're doing that simply for their reviews. Go woke, go broke when I feel like it. More like the quality of the game wasn't good. That's the reason why.
And saying this is why a game will fail, and then being like, okay, well, I guess I was wrong here. That's possible. It happens all the time.
Right.
I have not played the new Leisure Suit Larrys, I don't think. I think I did play one that came out maybe like 10, 15 years ago. I doubt that one went woke. I like the point and click adventure games. I like a lot of the Sierra point and click adventure games. And then LucasArts made a bunch of them too that I thought were pretty fun. Maniac Mansion, one of the best.
Behind their principles, if Baldur's Gate 3 was woke before, and you can have sex with everybody, and you can be everybody.
They said, okay, well, they've literally said, well, this game has a pronoun.
By the way, please like the stream if you haven't already, and if you want to help us get a little bit closer to the goal, please click the link pinned in the chat. Send us a Streamlabs. There's some Sierra stuff that I think is better. I like them both for what they are. I would say when I was playing them when they were new games, I liked like, I don't know. I seem to like the Sierra ones better.
Selection, but the game is very good. Like that's where they're like, okay, well, some games can have woke elements and be good. Here's an example.
Okay. But isn't that contradictory to their principles? If we're against woke, we're going to send them a non-binary message. Isn't that kind of against that? Because that's what they do. Is we're going to boycott these woke.
They've literally said this on multiple occasions, not just one.
Yeah, because this is what grifters do. You're so.
It's not. Again, it's an
You're
opinion.
so in the ideology.
That's your opinion.
Changing and moving it around when they see fit.
It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with moving it around. They said this for any game that has come out. They literally said, "Oh, this game could be good. This game could be terrible. It might have this for every game. It's had this for every game."
But I should never hear "go woke, go broke." Then it could be good. It could be good,
but it's not inconsistent when they've said it for every game. It could have this woke elements here and there, but still can be good. Why mention for every game though?
Okay, let me ask: why mention "go woke, go broke" when it literally could be a good game and it doesn't? So why even mention that if it's literally up in the air based on the quality of the game?
The majority of the games that have gone woke have gone broke.
No, that is just your opinion. That's just your opinion. That's just your opinion. There is no factual anything. There is no factual evidence of that. You're just making up stuff.
Saints Row.
Saints Row. Okay. Which Saints Row? That game sucked. The newest Saints Row sucked. That game was trash.
We know that. Terrible. We all know that. And
the game reviewed terrible. It was bad. The game was bad.
Yeah.
The game was bad. It's not because it was woke. It was because the game was bad.
Same with Concord. Like I hear people say, like not only is Concord a bad game, but the designs are just. I heard quote unquote woke and quote unquote non-woke people both talk about this a little bit. That's to say, these are the blandest freaking designs I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. For a hero shooter, you've got to have good designs.
Yeah, and then when they have good designs, they get called coomers. So it's like we can't. Nobody can win.
Bro, you have not mentioned all these games that are good games that have went woke and went broke that are actually good games. You guys pick the games that
I don't mind some sexy pixel. I just think that
I'm still trying to find what all these games that went woke that are actually good that went broke. Can we get the majority? Let's name all these games that are good that went woke and went broke. Let's hear all these games. Let's hear it. Let's go.
There should be a list.
Game that went broke.
Get a lifeline. He's running the line. Get a lifeline. Get a lifeline.
Non-woke went broke and was good.
Yeah, that were good.
A game that goes woke and goes broke is a game that's usually bad. What are you talking about?
But not Baldur's Gate. But not Dragon Quest.
Yeah, you can have, again, the argument of you can have woke elements and be a good game. Like, again,
I'm telling you, you said the majority of games that go woke, that went woke go broke. That's what you said. You said the majority of games. So give me this big list of games that are good, okay, that are actually good because they go woke, they go broke. You're naming a bunch of games that are. You're naming a bunch of games that are bad. And I'm telling you, the reason why these games fail. I'm saying that these games fail because they're bad, not because they're woke. It's because they're bad. Concord failed because it was bad. Dustborn failed because it was bad. Saints Row failed because it's bad. Dragon Age is failing. It's because it's not as good as the previous games, and people are upset with that. It's not as good as the last Dragon Age Inquisition. It's not as good as the first Dragon Age game. That's what I'm saying. And you're trying to say what? What is your point now, brother? I want you to show me the games that are actually go woke, go broke, that are good. You're naming a bunch of bad games. I'll name some good games.
Yeah, the bad games that typically go woke and go broke are bad
games.
Name
the bad games, please, Brother Renown. Name the bad games.
Brother Renown. He should change his persona. He should take off the Castlevania suit and wear maybe a priest's frock or something like that. You know, like Brother Renowned, so pious, he don't drink, bud.
Bad games, Dustborn.
Oh no, sorry,
he don't drink.
Name the games that go woke, go broke, that are actually good.
There are none. Games that are good that go woke and go broke. That doesn't make any sense. They'll go with little woke and be good games. Again, this is a statement that plenty of people that you're complaining about have said.
You talking
that
Twitter.
A game.
All
that
you
a game.
talking Twitter.
You talking
Twitter is more than a little woke.
There are
you talking Twitter. You talking Twitter, bro? I'm asking you to name this big list of games.
It doesn't.
There is okay. So
to be fair, this whole discussion
you can't have a game that's woke and broke and be good.
This whole combo is Twitter. Is Twitter the combo?
This is talking in Twitter right now because he has been.
Yeah, because that's why Sturgis does most of his communication with people that disagree with him on Twitter. And that's why he only mostly reacts to Twitter in his videos. Because it's way more controllable.
Telling me, oh my gosh, the majority of games that go woke go broke, and all he's mentioning are games that would have went broke regardless because they suck.
Games that go woke,
they were not good games. They were not good games.
That goes broke, that's good. That doesn't make sense.
What I'm trying to tell you, Twitter man, is I'm trying to
Twitter man. Oh my God.
What I'm trying to tell you, Twitter guy, is that I'm trying to tell you that all of these games that you guys say go woke, go broke, they went broke because they're bad. They went broke because they're bad. Okay? They're bad games. They are bad games. Not because they're woke, they're bad, because the games aren't good. The gameplay mechanics. Listen, the game's mechanic. No, listen, Twitter guy. The game's mechanics are bad. There's bad gameplay. There's bad story. There's bad elements that even if it wasn't woke, it would have been bad. Saints Row is bad. It is not good. Regardless of what you think it's woke or not, I don't even know if it is or not or whatever. It's not good. The game sucks. It's not as good as the previous Saints Row games.
It's woke.
No, that now you are doing the fallacy. That is a fallacy, buddy. That is a fallacy. No, the game is bad because see, you're making excuses now because listen, the game is bad because it's woke. So Baldur's Gate is woke too. Is that game bad?
Again, there are two things can be true at the same time. A game can be woke and bad and go broke, and a game can have woke.
Do you not understand what the problem that you just did right now? Do you not? Let me break it down to you. You just said the game is bad because it's woke. So then other games are also woke.
When did I say Baldur's Gate was bad?
You just said no. You just said. Bro, you just said right now that Saints Row is bad because it's woke.
Essentially, it's woke, bud.
So then if the game is woke,
it's not. It's not woke. It's essentially woke.
Objectively good game. But it's also very woke. I think that's where the logic is breaking down for at least me.
This guy doesn't even know what he's talking about at this point.
He doesn't have a definition of woke.
When you watch the replay of this, people are going to be looking like, okay, hold up. What's going on here? Because he's saying that Saints Row and these games are bad because they are woke. Not because of their game mechanics, not because of their story, not because of, the gameplay glitches and things like that. It's because it is woke. Woke is causing the bad. So then why isn't Dragon Quest bad? Because of the woke. Why isn't Baldur's Gate bad? Because of the woke. Because you're saying it's not about the other things. You're saying it's about woke. So that should apply to everything. That should apply to everything. It can't apply to what you feel like it should apply to. It should apply to everything.
You've never heard that statement.
Listen, the games are bad. The games are bad not because they are bad. Because they are bad gameplay, bad mechanics that are written in the reviews and what people say about it. It's not because it's woke. It's not because it's woke. Because the woke reviewers and review sites that are woke and that are corrupt, they say the games are bad too. That you guys all dookie on and say that they're woke and they're bad. They also say that the game is bad too. Okay? So it's because the game is bad. It's not because it's woke the game is bad, like you tried to just say with Saints Row. It's not that. It's because the game mechanics are bad, like it's written in the reviews and everything. Okay, so there isn't this huge list of games that go woke and go broke. You can barely name anything. Okay, and if you look at it overall, whether a game is good or not, it's based off the actual gameplay.
Forspoken Studio went belly up.
Forspoken sucks.
Belly up.
Forspoken is a bad game.
Is Forspoken? Hold on. Is Forspoken a bad game? Do we know that?
It got patches to make it better. Not at this point, but I played Forspoken. I don't see how it's woke in any type of way. But a woman is the main character. Woke. Okay, black woman. Woke.
Well, that's one of the things.
Sure, whatever.
The entire point that there's always people that don't hear the other side's perspective and just assume.
Why is Forspoken woke? Renown. Why is Forspoken woke?
I don't know. You tell me.
You just said that Forspoken went belly up because of woke. So why is it woke?
There's plenty of reasons why.
He's like, you tell me. Like he's afraid to say why it's woke.
Why is it woke?
That was a pregnant silence.
In the game itself.
Why is it woke?
The story and the character being outside of or fourth wall breaking, not being
fourth wall breaking means woke.
There's plenty of reasons why it's woke.
Say one of them.
I guess that's what he's asking, and I'm very curious to know as well.
You sound crazy, right? This is legit. I'm having a discussion with Twitter right now. Like, Legit. I'll give you credit, Renown. You are just like you are on Twitter, like talking to a wall.
Like I said before, you've never even talked to anybody you complain about. Yet you will sit there and assume that they don't care about
you will sit there
because they give an opinion on something.
You will sit there.
That's my problem with you. Just said a game is woke because of fourth wall breaking. You don't even know what woke is, man.
You don't either, apparently. You don't understand.
I'm trying to figure out, and you can't say anything.
You can't even.
It's fourth wall breaking. I have never heard that before. I had never heard that was like an attribute of wokeness in media. Fourth wall breaking. Does that mean The Office was woke? Because don't they like talk to the camera in that? Any sitcom that has the format of The Office where they like talk to the camera like they're being interviewed, that's woke. Yeah, Deadpool woke. It's true.
By the way, Forspoken reviewed terrible, by the way. The launch, it reviewed terrible. I played it. It was kind of mad. They patched it, made it better, but at the beginning, it reviewed really bad. So once again, you named another game. You named another game that reviewed terrible, that you said went woke, because that's why it went broke. No, the game wasn't very good.
There's a new sitcom that has the same format as The Office. And it has David Allen Greer in it, and they're like working in like an emergency room, I think. And I watched it, and that was okay. But I guess that's woke also because they talk to the camera. Ferris Bueller woke, yep.
Another game. You still haven't named anything.
The one thing I remember about Forspoken is there was that really cringy cutscene where she's like, "I did this with my mind."
That's bad writing.
I cringed really bad. Yeah, I don't think it's woke, but it's certainly bad.
That's bad writing. I know. That's bad writing. I played the game. The game's written bad. It's not. It's got okay combat, but the resolution isn't the best. The frame rate gets a little chippy at times. There's some stuff with the story that's not necessarily not the best, but those are gameplay elements. That's not because it's woke. This person, he saw black.
It's David Allen Greer
woman as the main character and immediately assumed woke because that's what it is to you guys.
He did not.
Then you haven't named anything that you haven't named anything you haven't named anything that's woke about the game, brother. You just mentioned it because it is a black woman. Let's just be real here.
No, that's really not why, but okay.
Then why did you mention it?
Because it's a game that went woke and went broke.
How did it go woke?
How did it go woke? It went belly up. Oh, it went woke because it failed. It was woke because it failed.
Woke.
How did it go woke? Because it broke the fourth wall? Huh? Is that why it went broke, buddy? Because it broke the fourth wall?
There's plenty of games that went belly up that were terrible.
There's plenty of things that you still haven't named anything. You're gonna look ridiculous, brother. I'm telling you, watch the replay, man. You're gonna look ridiculous, buddy. Yeah, I'm telling you. If I were you, I'd stop while you're ahead and just take the L. Like, I'll forgive you on this one.
The funny thing is, you can't even ask the other side what you're complaining about. You're complaining
about you is that you don't play the game.
This is like an NBA player playing basketball against like a middle schooler in one-on-one basketball. You know? It's like that. Just like the differential between their levels of intelligence.
I'm talking to you right now. You guys.
The funny thing about you is that you didn't play the game. You said it was woke. You said you don't know how, but then you said you do know how, and you've waffled back and forth for I'm counting on about 6 or 7 minutes on this. Like I said, you look ridiculous, man. You look ridiculous. I'm being honest with you, man. As somebody who's probably much older and more expensive, you look ridiculous because you're sitting here saying things are woke, and it proves my point. Y'all don't even know what you guys just say woke. You guys just say woke about anything. Y'all just say this is criticize whatever you just say whatever you want.
Quote unquote grip tubers don't care about the franchise they talk about. You do the same shit. You do the same shit, but on the other sides. Yeah, you do.
I do. What do I talk about that?
Because I asked you, did you ask anyone on the other side what games they played in previous series? You said, I'm not going to ask those people anything because you don't actually care. You don't actually care to hear you actually don't care to hear their opinion on anything. But yet you're going to say,
I watched the videos. I watched the videos. Their videos are not knowledgeable about previous games in the franchise. If their videos were knowledgeable about previous games in the franchise, then I'd be like, okay, these people got knowledge about previous games in the franchise. They should put it into their content. Are they not content creators? When I make a video, when I criticize or when I make a video about something, I'm knowledgeable of what I'm talking about. I will say, hey, this game did this. So like when I criticize Mass Effect Andromeda, I say Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 did X, Y, and Z, why it's better than Andromeda. The Mako parts are trash. They messed up with the characters overall. There's a bunch of things that I will point out because I'm a huge Mass Effect fan and I know what I'm talking about. These people do not point out things. Why? I watch their content and they don't. They don't. And you know that they don't. And you know that they don't.
I've done the exact same thing with my videos, which is why I told Flippin, I said, I didn't tackle the Witcher 4 stuff because I've never played a game in the franchise. I don't tackle things that I'm not knowledgeable.
I don't tackle things.
You're better than them.
I don't do content if I'm not knowledgeable in it or if I'm not interested in it, I don't do it.
So you agree with me. Great. Thank you. So that's great. We agree. It's good to not do content that you're not knowledgeable on. See? I knew you'd come around.
I do that a lot. I've done that with
I knew you'd come around now. See, look.
What are you talking about? I said that from the beginning about The Witcher 4. I said that very early on. That about The Witcher 4 and the whole jaw thing, or whatever.
He's lost. He's lost right now. He doesn't know what they're talking about.
I never tackled that because I never played a game in the franchise. I'm not going to talk about it.
I like how he calls covering something tackling it. I'm going to tackle that.
I literally said that.
We're going to tackle that.
Early on when we were talking.
No, what I'm saying is that in general, you just said in general, you don't talk about their content, right? Your content, you don't make content and stuff that you're not.
I tackled JF and Jared today.
I'm super knowledgeable about a lot of these people. Once again, they're just making content just to make content on whatever so they can get whatever because they don't actually. I've watched the videos, brother. They don't actually put in knowledge from the previous games in their content. There is not a ton of knowledge of the previous games in their content. If there was,
how much of their content have you actually watched? Because I did ask you. I said there are times where the games have woke elements and be good. So you didn't know that people have said that before.
No, what I said. Wait a minute. No, what I said is that they simply adjust when they feel like it. They can say, they only say games can have woke elements and still be good because they're wrong about things. Because they're wrong about things. So they'll use go woke or go broke when it applies to them, when they can say, this game sucked. Concord, go woke, go broke. But the game sucks. It's not about it being woke. The game's not
So
good.
I'll give you guys an example of where this is happening right now, actually. And that is, what is the new Naughty Dog joint? What's that called?
Intergalactic Heretic Prophet?
Yeah, that
Interstellar.
Yeah, Interstellar, Intergalactic, whatever it is. Yeah, that game.
Intergalactic.
Yeah, game with the shaved head girl, which again, I've heard that's an homage to Ripley from Alien. I've heard it's an homage to Velasquez. But I guess my point is every time one of these characters comes out that's like kind of a butch shaved head lady, like we have this kind of outrage, and I just wonder, like, do you know how silly this would look if every time, and we don't even know that she's a poorly written character yet, she might be, but let's say. Do you know how ridiculous this would look if every time?
Yeah, we pointed out the Ethan Ralph thing earlier. Yeah, he does.
Milquetoast, like man character, just like your average like white dude. If every time there was a poorly written or mediocre white dude character, if every time that character was written, then do you understand how silly it would look? If there was this level of outrage, we couldn't. There's so many of them, we couldn't even get things going. Badly written characters just happen, and they happen from all races, genders, creeds. Like, I don't necessarily think that it's useful to.
I'm still waiting for my tax-free tips.
To just go after a certain segment of a character, and what
tax-free.
I just feel like a lot of this, and I'm not saying all of it. There's some people that might take umbrage for whatever reason. It's just unstated that this is a bad character. But I see a lot of this as just kind of hatefulness, and I guess that's why a lot of people kind of have a knee-jerk reaction to it,
Most people want to play as a character that doesn't look appealing to them. It's even a study that says that you're.
Yeah, but some pallid, just random white dude that's also a badly written character. I guess that's an easier character to play. I guess.
Yeah, for some people, yeah. I guess, like, people are allowed to, like, for me, yeah, exactly. They have their own biases, whatever, and that's fine. People are allowed to think what they want to think, right? But I see what you're saying. Flipping the switch. But for me, that's the most interesting thing Naughty Dog has done for me, at least. Like, that's more interesting than anything else that they've done. Like, their first game, or not their first game, but anything that they've done since the PS2 days. Uncharted, it's a cool game, whatever. And that's a great game. It's still good. The Last of Us, zombies, they're taking advantage of that. This is like, future or 80s futuristic Blade Runner type of thing. Whatever, cool. I get people don't like the character in terms of how they look or something like that or whatever the case is. But once again, it goes back to people not evaluating the actual game. Like when it comes out, it goes back to people.
My question, though, is why is there only outrage one way? Why does it seem like there's only outrage one way here?
Because they're not hiding it. They want to play. They think that it's some type of message being sent to them, or we're being replaced, or some type of thing based off of, going back to, I think, what was it, Reforged Gaming talked about going back to like the Superman look, or going back to, the Nathan Drake, or going back to all those characters like in the 6th and 7th gen, or no, sorry, yeah, 6th, 7th gen, Metal Gear Solid, or Snake, or, like I said, all those characters that we had before, they feel like, oh, they're trying to put some type of message. They're trying to put some type of, oh, this is a statement, political, whatever the case is, right? That's what they think that is happening with their favorite games.
Here's the thing, though. So if you remember, if you wind the clock back in 2006, when right before the crash happened, we were losing companies left and right. And the thing you got to understand, and I just want to try to make the other side understand where game companies are coming from. Nintendo Wii came out years ever since it was being games for sure. You're gonna go after this, and it a certain branded pandemic industry. This is a proof that it's sales to show.
Skipping through.
I gotta ask, because we're down there. You asleep?
No, he's there. I think you're just listening.
I mean, like, how was Forspoken? And I see what you're saying, flipping the switch. I agree with you, but
and I want to come back to that. I don't want to lose that trend.
I just want to know, like, how was Forspoken woke again, bro? I just want to know.
But I think I answered that. I think it's perceived as woke. It might be. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to throw my cards on the table. I'm just going to lay my dick out, right? I think that it's a reaction to. I think the protagonist is a reaction for a lot of people. I'm not saying Renown's reaction. But I'm saying a lot of people, I think it was the protagonist. And again, I'm not even coming at it from I think they're trying to be deliberately racist or sexist. I think there is this very real idea that, hey, there's some kind of a weird idea that there's some kind of agenda being pushed, and there's not. It's simply seen as expanded audience business. Now, whether that's the right direction or a wrong direction, again, as Forspoken proved, the game has to be fucking good. It can't just be a shit game and have, the
That's a good point.
I gotta hear what Renown's got to say. I gave him some time to think about it, bro. Like, why is it woke again?
Let the wheels turn a bit.
I'm still tripping about that, man.
It's just cringy storytelling, really bad. The gameplay is really bad.
But I mean, that's not necessarily woke.
So bad gameplay means that it's woke? Okay, cool. We agree. You know what? I'm glad that you said that, because now that we agree, that's what I said. I said that the reason why these games, go woke, go broke, it's not that. It's the gameplay's bad. So woke means bad gameplay?
Yeah, he wants to leave. So woke is bad gameplay now. It was fourth wall breaking, and now it's bad gameplay. Wokeness is bad gameplay.
Wait a minute. Baldur's Gate's woke. That gameplay's good. So it doesn't apply there. But in this situation, it applies, right?
Woke elements game can still be good. See, now what people had an issue with Baldur's Gate was the fact
I want you to talk about Forspoken. You just said the gameplay's bad. That's the reason why it's woke. You just said that, if I'm not correct. You said it's woke because the gameplay's bad, right? That's what you just said.
Yeah.
So bad gameplay equals woke? Is that what you're saying?
It is what I said.
Bad writing. Most of the games they say are woke just have horrible writing. How is that day or woke Lamau?
Yeah. Good question. Thank you, Rat Lord.
Yeah, go ahead. We got time. Go ahead. Tell me what you mean.
So, let's see. Why did they call it woke?
You looking it up? Why it's called woke?
He's looking it up.
Give him some time, Chad. Give him some time. Let him look up why it's woke.
Oh, that's what it was. It was the whole identity politics and social justice issues with the game. That's what it was.
Identity politics?
I heard social justice. We are
pushing the fact that the character is the fact that they put it in there, the main focus is the character is.
Oh, so a black woman.
We don't.
A black woman.
We don't. No, so we don't need to hammer the way that the character's black. We know the character's black. We understand.
Did they hammer the way that the character's black in the game?
it's the real world politics stuff that is why it was.
Like I said, a black woman. Okay, cool. Her game's woke because there's a black woman. Thank you. Thank you. I just needed to you looked it up. You just said it.
We're never fucking leaving 2014, are we, guys? We're never.
You just said it, brother.
You just said it. Social identity politic issues.
He was really avoiding saying that.
Business identity politics. It's 2014. It's 2014.
Wait, hold on.
Never leaving 2014. Ever.
Give me specific examples of the social. Give me specific examples of the social, economic, whatever the hell you're bringing up.
Pushing the identity of a character as like the main focal point of the game is like kind of what
the main character is the main focal point of the game.
What did they do? What did they do?
Like putting the politics of the character at the forefront.
What were the politics of the character? What were the politics of the character?
Has anybody played? Has anybody played Forspoken? Okay, so explain what is the character's politics? So I don't think
that was what people had a problem with. The people had a problem with the fact that it pushes the whole identity of the character to the forefront instead of.
What did they push the identity of the character? That's ridiculous. There was no. It's not like she's like, guys, I'm over here. I'm gonna be out here. They didn't do any stereotypes or anything like that. Like, what is the identity of the character? She's just a black chick. That's normal.
So basically, what people use is the example of like not pushing it to the forefront. What people don't like about things with identity politics, as far as woke by what I understand, is
2014
pushing the social issues to the forefront of the story and putting the story in the background.
Issues being pushed to the forefront.
We're never leaving. We're never.
I'm not saying it pertains to Forspoken.
We're never getting out of
this. In general, what people talk about.
No, I'm telling you, pertaining to Forspoken, because you said it was woke and you didn't even play the game. You said it was woke before you even played. You didn't play it. You don't know about it, but you know that they went out of business. So you said, oh, well, they went broke. This is what I've been saying. You guys will use go woke, go broke on anything that you feel. Oh, it flopped, not because it was a bad game, because it was woke. Well, why is it woke? I don't know.
At this point, I was Big Red going to show up.
It was because she was black.
It wasn't because she was black.
Just admit that.
No one ever said that. No one ever said that, and I have never said that.
Okay, well then you still have not given me a reason why it's woke. And once again, the game is not good. That's the reason why it flopped. The game's not very good. It reviewed terrible. It reviewed that. That's the reason why. It has cringy writing. It has, like I said, the dialogue's not the best, but that's not woke. It's just bad dialogue. Fourth wall breaking, which you said before.
Fourth wall breaking.
I agree with the cringe storytelling.
Cringe storytelling isn't woke. It's just bad storytelling.
No one ever said that.
Okay, well, we still haven't gotten to the example.
No one's ever said this. That's the thing. You've never listened to anybody about this because you don't want to ask them anything about it.
I'm listening to you right now. I'm listening to you right now.
I'm listening to you right now. You looked it up, and my point is that a lot of you guys just say woke on everything. That is my personal. And you have proven that.
Oh, we're not even at woke, OJ. We're not even at woke. We're at social justice.
And you've proven that by looking it up and saying that, and you've proven what I was saying, that you guys just
live in 2014, are we?
I don't do what you claim that I do.
Okay, well, you have not. You still have not told me why the game is. You just said you looked it up online. So people push the identity of the character. Well, the identity of the character, she's black, but what does she do? That's the problem. What is the specific problem? See, Dragon Age, there's a smoking gun or whatever. It's there's trans or whatever, right? Or there's pronouns. What did she specifically do that was the biggest problem? That was the game was woke and it was terrible, and because of that, and it flopped and it went belly up. What was it? No, I want them on this game now because
that was what people had a problem with.
What was it?
That was what people had a problem with.
People had a problem. People had a problem with her being black. That's what people had a problem with.
What do these people do? What do these people do when they go to the DMV and let's say you see a black woman? DMV sucks now.
Listen, you said pushing the cat. I played Forspoken.
These people need to be fucking trained.
And I'm telling you, man, I've played Forspoken, brother. And I'm telling you, this stuff that people are saying, it just has cringe writing. And like I said, the gameplay wasn't necessarily, I mean, there was some good gameplay in there, but there was some problems. Like the story's not the best. Like it's just stuff that you can have in a game that can be a regular character or a normal white dude that can have a bad story or whatever the case is. People, listen, You got to stop looking at what people are saying online. Because once again, you didn't even play, you didn't research yet. You already said off the top that the game was woke. And you couldn't even recall why people even said that. You had to look it up. You had to type it, but you instantly said it. Why did you instantly say it? What's the point of you instantly saying it?
My mailman is trans.
Because the character is black. It's a black woman. That's the reason why he said it.
You asked me what game was considered get woke or broke, and I answered that question. That was your question.
And you have done a terrible job at answering it because one.
That was your question. You asked me what games were called woke and went broke. And
I said what good games. I said what games were good that went woke, go broke.
Because
Forspoken is a bad game.
Good games that are woke don't go broke. That's the point of what I said already.
Wow.
So basically, games that are actually good with the gameplay.
Again,
are good. Okay, so that's the whole point.
The whole point is that games can have elements and be good. Elden Ring was another example of this, where it had body type A and B instead of being male and female. That's what they would consider.
So good gameplay.
Saying that basically that male and females have different body types, which.
So listen, man. Good gameplay determines it. Good gameplay determines whether the game goes woke or go broke. It's not. There is no go woke, go broke, because a game can be woke.
Bad gameplay is woke.
So there is no go woke, go broke. It's based on how good the game is. That's basically what you've proven. That what you said here tonight. That's what you said here tonight. Because you've still mentioned a bunch of games that are bad games. They're not bad because they're woke. Because woke doesn't inherently equal bad. It doesn't. You even said it yourself. Woke does not equal bad. There's games that are woke that are good. So when a game is bad or if it goes broke, it's not because it's woke. It's because the game is bad. Because you said it yourself that games that are woke can be good. So it has nothing to do with the game being woke or not. It has the game is bad. The game is bad. And I hope you understand that. I've been trying to tell you that. And you say, no, the game is bad because it's woke. No, woke doesn't equal bad. By your own statement, woke does not equal bad. Baldur's Gate, Dragon Quest.
I just explained to you the arguments that the other side gives. It's that they have said in plenty of videos, yes, these woke elements are here, but this game can still be good. We'll wait and see. There's been plenty of times that people have said this.
And you still haven't named the game. And you still haven't named the game. And you still haven't named the game.
You didn't watch the content creators you complain about.
Bro, listen. You still have not named a single game that went broke that was really good because it was woke. You haven't named anything.
That's a fallacy. You can't have a game that has woke elements that's good and that's not going to go broke because it's good. People are buying it.
Exactly, because of the gameplay. I want to let you know tonight. You know what you told me? You said, "Oh, well, the game was bad because it's woke." So that is a contradiction. And maybe you can't understand that because you're on Twitter all day and people on Twitter contradict themselves and grifters, and you watch their content and these grifters get into your brain. But that is a contradiction. That is false. Okay. You have said tonight, and you can watch the replay, that, oh, that game went broke because it was woke. It was bad because it was woke. But then you've also said, oh, well, a game can also be woke, but be good. You are contradicting yourself.
Yes.
Okay? And you have.
If that's the element of the game that makes it bad, then there couldn't be good games that are woke. So which one is it?
The chat have said that you have. And it's right here on video. You can go back, replay it. You said that a number of times.
I'm just disappointed that we're back in 20.
And it's very disappointing. And it's very disappointing that people just can't admit, okay? People have a problem admitting that it's the game. And that's where the grift is. It's not about woke, go broke. It's the game.
It's not a grift.
It's the game.
It's not a grift.
When you move the goalposts on your opinion based on the game being truly good or not, that I can call that out. That is where I'm calling out.
Opinions can be a grift, especially when they're like bad faith opinions that people don't even really necessarily hold, but they know it'll get attention and money.
An opinion is not a grift, though.
No, what's a grift is sitting there and saying go woke, go broke. But oh, wait, sometimes, no, not necessarily. Oh, sometimes it is go woke, go broke. Sometimes it isn't. No, it's like the game sucks, go broke. If the game is not good, go broke. If the game is usually good, probably won't go broke. But if the game sucks, it will go broke. That's what you guys should be saying. But that doesn't fit your narrative. That doesn't fit your grift. And that's where I'm coming from an actual real gamer, is that I care about the gameplay. I care about how good the game is. Like not some stupid politics, social politics bullshit that these people spew online all day. I'm glad that you agree with me, because I know you agree with what I'm saying right now.
As you've already stated, you don't even actually ask the people you're complaining about if they
brother, you've been defending. Brother, you flip-flop back and forth whether or not.
That's the biggest That's the biggest thing that I don't understand. If you're really concerned about if somebody has played a previous game in a series that they talk about, like I said, me having an opinion on censorship of a game series that I have actually played, or if I haven't played it, I can still call out censorship. What is the issue there?
If you have played it or if you haven't?
If I haven't played it, but I say, okay, this is censored.
Well, the problem with here's the thing. The problem with that is because if you haven't played something and you don't know the history of something, it might lead to you saying things that you don't know about or you don't know the context to, which you already admitted that, hey, I don't want to make content on things that I don't necessarily play. Okay, or I don't know about. So why are you asking me? Well, now it's okay to say things about stuff that I've never played. Why are you saying that when you admitted yourself that, hey, you know what? I want to make sure that I know about that.
Hey, bud.
You can call out people. I can call out censorship without playing a series. You can call out censorship without playing a series.
But here's the problem, though. The problem is that you don't know the history that was already situated and done with beforehand, with the whole A, B, or whatever the case is. A lot of stuff that you guys are complaining about had already been something that was changed a long time ago. But you don't know that. But you don't know that because you didn't play.
I specifically talked about the design change of the female character originally designed by Akira Toriyama.
The big problem we have here is, honest to God, like we have not. Am I the only one that is?
They've been going in circles for over an hour.
Baffled by the fact we have not moved discourse in this industry forward, in this space forward. It's been
this conversation never moved forward.
10 years. I'm sorry, I have to keep going back to it. Like I'm gobsmacked. We are in.
The problem is that I've got TM over here killing me on this one, saying that you don't know what you're talking about on this one when it comes to the Dragon Quest situation.
So here's the question. Yeah, TM wants to come in, but are you guys okay with TM coming in?
If he wants to come in and talk about Dragon Quest, but I just want to say, before he comes in, I want to say that's not my main issue with the whole situation with talking about it because of the censorship or not, whatever. People can talk about that. What I'm trying to say is that this grift of acting like they know about the franchise when they don't, that is an issue, which he's even agreed with me. That is an issue if you don't know about the franchise or the history and you start talking, and once again, you flip-flop. Games are woke. They're bad because they're woke, but then sometimes they can be.
But then I asked you, did you ever ask another content creator? You are saying that because they're talking about a franchise, have you ever asked them if they played a previous game in the franchise? And you say, I don't care. I don't need to ask them about this.
I said I don't care. You know why? Because here's the reason why. Here's the reason why I say I don't care. Because other people ask them all the time, and they don't got nothing to say. Flipping the Switch himself has asked them about what games they're playing or what they should. I've seen people ask them, and they do not respond. Not only do they not respond in those comments, but they also don't respond on their own videos. They do not show knowledge of a franchise. They sit there and bitch about something all day. They do not show the knowledge about these franchises that they are complaining about. And you know it, and I know it. They do not. And they do not answer people when they talk about some of the stuff here. You saw a plethora of people complaining about Witcher 3. Say, did any of them talk, or Witcher 4? Did any of them talk about the what happened in the other Witcher games? Did any of them talk? No. They just simply complained about her face. The most popular people just complained about her face and complained about how she's a woman or whatever the case is. They did not talk about,
but can we watch some Shanny instead?
Ha 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 ha! This is almost over.
Well, in Witcher 2 and Witcher 3, they set up this.
We're almost at 25%.
Did not give that knowledge. You know they did it. And people ask them about it. You know they don't respond to those people. Let's keep it a buck. Stop trying to cover for these people and act like they're knowledgeable on all these franchises, when if they were, they would actually let you know. They would prove that they are knowledgeable about these franchises. They are not. They do not respond to people. They do not do it in their videos. You know this. I know this.
Both our chats are calling out the circular nature of this discussion.
Yes.
I literally ask people all the time to debate things. Some people don't join and some people do.
That has nothing to do with what I just said right now. What I'm telling you is that these dudes do not actually know. A lot of these dudes, I'm not just talking about him, a lot of these dudes that talk about this, they do not know what they're even discussing. They're simply talking about it because they can make money off of it right then and there.
That's the thing, you do not know that.
I looked at the comment section, people are asking them questions. People are asking them questions. They don't say it in their videos. They don't say it in their videos.
They don't have to respond to a random Twitter account on the
Bring TM in here. You out here making something.
So I want to make sure everybody's okay with it, because again, that wasn't necessarily an agreed upon thing.
Bring this man in. I can't.
I actually have to go because I have to work tomorrow.
You have to go. Okay.
I got to work tomorrow, bud.
We'll go ahead and we'll let you exit. We'll get TM in afterwards. But yeah, it looks like so. Renown Zero says he's got to go. TM. But, hey, buddy, thanks for coming on. I do owe you a singular Liquored Up Live. We need to talk Castlevania, talk about actual fucking gaming. So, at some point.
Castlevania is great.
Fuck yeah, man. We need to talk
about
that.
Castlevania all the time in my streams. How great it is.
But I encourage you to think of the things I encourage you to think about. At least what I said on the nature of the industry and why specifically it is evolving the way it's evolving. I don't think it's anything. I really don't think it's anything sinister or anything agenda driven. I really think it's profit driven. Now, whether or not that's the right decision, we'll find out. But it is It really is a reaction to what happened in the late 2000 aughts, basically.
Personally, I think the more you try to reach a wider net of players, you might end up just abandoning your old player base, which is what companies sometimes end up doing.
Could be.
Maybe that's what they did with Forspoken, right? Forspoken. The reason why is that what they did with Forspoken? They put that black woman in there and pushed that identity to the max. So that's why it caused people to not. It caused people. I mean, maybe if you can still.
What I mean is,
here it goes again.
Just like people mentioned with the new Intergalactic game, they could have looked at that character and said, "I don't want to play that character." They could have also done that.
True, that's true. I mean, I don't know. They should probably have missions where you can steal breast milk. I think if you do that, that probably jumps sales in so many games. If you can steal breast milk, if you can steal breast milk, or if you can make games and take 8 years for them to come out, I'm telling you, bro.
But once again, like I said, you have to call out all the developers. Doesn't matter how long they've taken. If they set a release date for something and they don't meet that dedeadline, you gotta ask questions.
I'm trying, Vito Labino. I'm trying, buddy.
I've done it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, like
also, you gotta call out the guys who steal breast milk too. Gotta call them out too. But let them know.
People have said, "Oh, you agree with that?"
Oh my God!
I don't think that's good. I think you should deliver a product similar to like I do in the
steal breast milk too.
Well, this person's taking 4 or 5 years, but yet they're sitting here spending 6+ hours crying about a fucking dude making comments and not ignoring the shit out of it.
Well, here's what I'll say tonight. This is what I learned. What I learned is that go woke or go broke is a situational thing. It's a situational thing based off of the gameplay. Okay, that's what I've learned tonight. The situation.
I may just not be the best person to.
It's a situational thing, guys. So before he goes, here's what we've learned: go woke or go broke. If the game goes broke, it's because it's woke. If the game doesn't go broke, well, it's because the game is actually good. That's what we've learned. We've learned that. But in some scenarios, the reason why the game went broke, not because the game was bad, not because the gameplay sucked, not because it was terrible in terms of mechanics, it was because it was woke. So there are different set scenarios based on how you want to make your money online and how you want to do things. So that's the thing. Dragon Quest was woke, and it could have went broke, but it sold good and it reviewed good. So therefore, it's good. It didn't go broke, even though it's
nobody said
it didn't go broke. But Saints Row was bad because it was woke. It was bad because it was woke. Okay, that's the reason why it was bad. Not because the gameplay.
Dragon Quest was going to fail though. No one claimed Dragon Quest was going to fail
Go
though.
woke. So it's situational. I know it's situational. They said it was woke. They said Dragon Quest was woke. Did they not?
They said it had those. They said
we're like right back to the beginning of this argument.
So it's woke. They said it's woke. There's the thumbnails. They said it's woke. They said it's woke. Okay. They said it's woke, and it's situational. Since it didn't go broke, it's okay. It's the gameplay's good. It's situational.
Again, I personally call out the censorship. I don't think it should have happened. I call out again censorship in every type of game, no matter what it is.
And I called out that too. What I'm trying to tell you is that I still think that you, because you're terminally online, you do not see your own issue.
I'm literally not, but okay.
You are.
Yeah, dude.
You argue like
dude is on Twitter all day arguing with random people.
You debate like it's Twitter.
I'm working that I am on.
You debate like it's Twitter, bro. Like I'll tell you, you'll literally sit there. Like I said, go back and rewatch this, and you will see exactly what the shit has been going. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes,
you will say one thing like the game is bad because it's woke. You literally said that about Saints Row. The game is bad because it's woke, not because of the gameplay mechanics, but because it's woke. So that should apply to everything. You can't apply it to what you want. And that's what I was trying to say. It is situational. You apply woke and it's bad based on what you want, not because the gameplay itself.
Things can be true at the same time.
No, those two things are not true at the same time. That is you moving. That is you changing the argument and changing things to fit what you want. No, those two things cannot be true at the same. That is false. You cannot say the game is bad because it's woke and then say another game, well, that game's not bad, even though it's woke. It's because the game is good. No, it's because of what I just said. It's the gameplay that makes the game good or bad.
Why
And I know
can't
that
he
you
comprehend this?
agree with that, but you're being stubborn. Like I said, it's Twitter. This is what people do on Twitter. They'll sit there and say, no, 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 when you literally know what I'm saying is right. The game is good or bad based off of the gameplay and the mechanics. It's not based off of it's woke or not. You can't say that it's woke because of this. It's bad because it's woke. But then other games are also woke and say, well, no, those games are bad because they're woke, because the gameplay's good. That's what it's about. It's about the gameplay. And you know that. That's all I'm trying to say, man. And you're sitting here trying to flip-flop back and forth.
You've never explained to me what a grifter is.
I did multiple times.
Yeah, y'all don't mind if I interject, right?
Interject real quick.
Well, first off, hope everybody's having a wonderful evening.
I gotta go.
We're now, don't go. Don't go. I can answer your question.
Well, if he's gotta go, he's gotta go.
Take 2 minutes.
I legitimately gotta go. I can't stay any longer.
Well, Renown Zero, thank you for coming
He's
on.
leaving when this other guy shows up.
Appreciate it.
I have no
And
idea
again,
who this other
I
guy
owe you
is.
a Liquored Up Live.
I appreciate that.
Just you and me, man.
Go ahead and say what you want to say, though, Tim. Like, if you want to explain what you want to say.
I can answer his question. What is a grifter? It's him. The fact that you complain about type A, type B.
Oh, he left. He left. And that's the end of that. That's a great close to the whole saga that we just witnessed here. I have the definition of a grifter. It's him. All right. I will be right back and we'll watch some more stuff. See you in a second. Back again. All right. Let's check out and see what the Shanster is up to. The Shanity.
I started my YouTube channel.
Oh no, sorry. That's my bad. Here it is.
Shanny here. It's been a while since I've made any videos because
she used to wear this kind of shit on her head all the time.
Frankly, I'm sick of being harassed by people. But during my time of not being on YouTube,
during that time that you were not on YouTube, Jason was in the other room streaming from the kitchen during that time.
I have been researching.
She's in the exact same place.
A lot about this world and how disturbing.
She's been researching during that time that this world is disturbing.
This world is, and I'm basically, I guess, turning this channel over.
Okay, so during that time, she was researching. During that time.
To a purpose of saving children.
Oh my God. She's during that time she was researching, and now she's turning this channel to save the children. Saving children.
From being sex trafficked.
Oh. Sex trafficked? Hold on.
A lot about this world and how disturbing.
Okay. We gotta get this whole thing here.
Shanny here. It's been a while since I've made any videos because, frankly, I'm sick of being harassed by people. But during my time of not being on YouTube, I have been researching a lot about this world and how disturbing this world is, and I'm basically, I guess, turning this channel over to a purpose of saving children from being sex trafficked.
I hate like that I'm laughing because it's a fucking terrible subject. Obviously. So she said during the time she's been off of YouTube, she's been researching some disturbing stuff, and she's turning her channel into helping children that are being sex trafficked. I'm taking notes so I can go through it.
It's a huge passion of mine. It all started with researching Diddy and finding Allie Carter. Allie Carter is a sex trafficker, not a sex trafficker survivor.
Oh my God. Man, this video is off to a hot start. Like she's calling the victim the perpetrator. She's all over the place.
And she's been trafficked since a child, and somehow
did she say it again?
And she's been trafficked since a
trafficked. She doesn't know how to say trafficked. She says trafficked. Oh my God.
Child, and somehow by the grace of God, and I do believe it's from the grace of God. She has ultimately shown me what I'm meant to do in life, and that's
Shanny had an awakening
to just put awareness out there about
she's discovering her true calling.
All the missing children who are being enslaved by elitists, your police officers, your teachers, your lawyers. A bunch of people in society are into this stuff. And I didn't realize how bad it was until...
Well, you didn't realize that people that are into trafficking don't all have the same job? That's not a weird thing. Like, I don't know. Various types of people do it. You don't say.
I started researching it. And
Did you know... Rev, did you know that sex traffickers don't all have the same job? No, I didn't know that, Shanny. That's so insightful.
Wasn't researching it for fame or because it was trendy. I researched it because I significantly cared. I'm a sex abuse survivor. And I remember in college, they asked if you had the money, what kind of governmental program would you put out there to put on billboards and stuff, and it was for rape survivors. Start an organization for women who...
You don't have what
survived rape. Now, on the other hand...
This is how Shanny's trying to reinvent herself, because yet again, something happened that, there's the whole scandal about taking the $3,500 or whatever it was, $4,200, it was something like that. And she made a video being like, I didn't steal no money. And now she's deleted all the old videos, the ones she claims she was single and not living with Rev anymore. All of those are gone now. She's obviously back there because these are the same curtains that they used to sit in front of in the other videos. So she never left. We heard her in the other room during one of Rev's streams. Rev tried to invent his channel too. He was doing drone watch, where he was just doing 24-hour drone coverage, and now Shanny's doing this. This is their new angle.
It's gotten so bad in our culture that it's evolved from going to grown adults, the sex trafficking, to children. And what I've learned, it's been like this for a very long time, decades
okay,
of this happening to children. Did you know there's children who purposely are bred just to be abused? There's some kind of commodity. They're just...
Yeah, that's what trafficking is. Yeah.
The toy for...
She's trying to, she's... Obviously, it's not working. She's trying to, be I'm against this horrible thing that you're also against. So that makes us kind of buddies now, is what she's doing.
For fucked up people.
It's not going to work.
Did you know that?
Yeah, what does that have to do with you? What do you do?
So I'm gonna start posting videos on Allie Carter and let her tell you her story.
So you're just gonna take other people's videos and not comment on them or transform them and just re-upload them onto your channel? And then people can't talk shit to you because they don't want to trash talk a victim of trafficking. I see what you're doing, Shanny. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing during this time that you've been researching disturbing things about sex trafficking to people.
I'm going to start making videos and live streams about missing children. Because
she's using this as a shield. So that when people troll her, she'll be like, oh, you're supporting children being sex trafficked.
We need to find these kids. We need to figure out where they are.
Oh, your live stream is not going to find them. You would have to like get up and like, you'd have to do some research and then get up and go and investigate. None of which you are capable of doing.
We, as an adult, if there's no help coming, we have to stand up and do something about this.
You're not going to do
anything. And I think since I am disabled and I can't do much physically,
Yeah, so you can't do anything about this. You got to physically go to where you believe this is happening and research it and investigate it. If live streams was all it took to find missing people and exploited people, there'd be all sorts of live streams doing it, and it would like be on the news and shit. Your live streams aren't going to help anything. You're just using this issue to try and deflect criticism. This like, it's like a facade of like, you know. You guys know what I'm saying, right? I lost my train of thought. I had to stop smoking this weed.
Use my platform, which has thousands of people on it, to give back to what these children have lost, their lives.
How?
My first sex abuse started when I was a child.
I don't want to hear about it. Like, it's none of my business, and I don't know why you're telling people about it. You should tell a therapist about this. You should tell your therapist, or like if you had friends like your best friend or whatever, tell Rev about it. Tell like somebody in your family. I don't know. She could probably get therapy through I'm pretty sure she's on Social Security or whatever. Disability. I'm pretty sure she could get therapy. They give therapy to people who don't have a lot of money because they get like it publicly funded. But you have to jump over some hurdles to get it and everything. But she's getting like, she has like all this medical shit paid for, so she could probably get, you know, counseling or medication paid for.
In my life. And
I'm not saying it's magic, but it's better than talking about this kind of stuff on the internet to anybody. If she has issues with abuse she suffered in the past, the internet isn't going to help her with it. And I'm not like, I don't even know, like, Shanny has lied a lot, so I don't know if she's telling the truth, but she could be telling the truth. But telling the internet, it just kind of looks like she's trying to make people feel sorry for her, you know? And she should be telling people who aren't everyone on the internet, you know, about it.
If Allie's watching this, as you can see, I have a lot of people who hate me and chase me.
Oh, yeah. She's like, oh, she's talking to the person whose video she's going to upload.
Because I truly believe they're run by the same satanic fucking group out there, to people who have suffered MK Ultra and have suffered sex abuse because they want to keep you silent. Well, I will never see justice for these crimes. But what I can do to help these babies is to put awareness out there and use my platform to help them. What I know everyone hears about Diddy and what he's done, but when you know it's your judges, your lawyers, your teachers, your policemen, your social workers, your military, when you hear it's all of them, the whole world that's doing this, there's only one thing you should be talking about. Because if you don't do something about this, after hearing all this stuff that I'm about to show you,
you're not doing anything about it. You're just re-uploading videos, and then you said you're going to do live streams. I mean, maybe if you raise some money and donate it to a charity that handles this kind of stuff, then I'd be like, oh, okay. But I don't think you're doing that. I think you're just going to do live streams and, I don't know, talk about how you need to help these people. But I'm not sure how the actual live stream is going to help. Unless you're, like, raising money and donating it to people who can actually, like, walk and, like, go out to places and investigate and provide resources for people once they're freed from trafficking.
Throughout the weeks of Allie Carter's videos that I've been watching, if you don't do anything about this, if you don't stand up and use your platform to talk about this...
Platforms don't, I mean, like, can only help so much.
And not make money off it, but use your platform, your audience, to do something. As you can see, I'm no longer monetized. I reject it because this isn't about me. This is
then why even do this?
About the children, those babies that are suffering every day, that never knew what love was. All they've known is pain and agony and suffering. You know, a long time ago, I set up my YouTube channel because I wanted to be loved. I never really was loved.
Oh my God.
No one really gave a damn about my life or who I was or what I went through. And
that was a better time because now people give a damn, but it's in the worst way possible. You were better off. You didn't. The YouTube is not a positive force in your life in any way.
Sensitivities that come from it and the mental illness that comes from it. Nobody fucking cares. Instead, they say it's not true. You're making it up. You're a liar. Allie Carter has gone through the same thing. Being told she's lying about something she personally went through. And to know
what does that have to do with you?
There's thousands, hundreds of thousands of children out there missing.
Yes, that is sad. It is sad knowing that there's a lot of missing children out there. Yes. She's like trying to shame us in a way to where like we have to feel sorry for her also. Or at the very least, we can't be critical of her now because she's in it for the children. She's in it to free the children. So if you're talking shit about Shanny, you're supporting trafficking, guys.
Knowing that they take these babies and they scare them to the point where they have complete fear and they drain them of their blood for adrenochrome.
Oh God, we're I didn't know we were going here. I didn't know that we were going to step into this realm. Okay. All right. Like we were in reality for a little while there. Oh God. Yeah, and the irony of her saying this when her own children were taken away from her by the state. It is true.
And then they use their bodies for organ donations or...
What, for other children? You can't like give like a baby's organs to an adult. Did she say donations? I didn't hear that. I was just like, the claim is just ridiculous.
Eating them.
Oh God, are you serious?
for their satanic rituals. Anyone who hears all this stuff that I'm about to post and don't focus on the children, I know you are complacent in it.
Dornation.
You want to talk about all these fucking adults of how they are in their life, but you never focus on what truly is the most despicable thing out there. And that's hurting the babies.
She just went mask off right there. Oh, you give a shit about like what I'm doing in my life. And you criticize me, but you totally ignore people hurting the babies. Think about that. She's literally using trafficking victims as a shield from criticism. That's what's happening.
And these elitist bastards, they don't care what age the child is. It could be infants. They'll do it anyway. It's not about sex. It's about power.
God, this is uncomfortable.
It's about trying to gain money, power, wealth, fame.
Who's in charge? Shanny, tell us. See, that's how we're going to nip this in the bud. You got to tell us who's the ringleader of this. Who's responsible for all these heinous acts? Tell us, Shanny. That's the first thing you need to do is identify the source. Who's murdering babies for their adrenochrome and power? Shanny flipped and supported Kamala in the last election. Shanny and Rev were anti-Trump and pro-Kamala. But this might be another, like, turn. It might be a double turn. I don't know.
For what? You sold your soul to Satan. For what? Oh, I got some money. I got some fame. People love me now. Yeah, but God's not going to love you. And that's the number one person you should wonder, is he loving me or not?
Illuminati, is that what she said? Because that's just like a boogeyman.
But now it's time for where are the children? Why are so many children missing? Why can't we find the children?
Why are your children missing?
Why isn't these Amber Alerts working like they used to?
I get Amber Alerts even for like places that are, you know, a few hours drive away from me. I'll get them on my phone. Like Olympia, Washington is a pretty decent drive from me. And I'll get an Amber Alert like out there. You know, from out there while I'm here. So I think the system works because like everyone in the general area gets a description of the vehicle and all that stuff.
It's because they've all gone underground. There's tunnels under all our cities.
Oh no. By the way, amazing pause game. Amazing pause game. I need screenshots, man. I need a screenshot. I need a screenshot. Grabbing a screenshot really quick here. Kablam. Bam. Oh, it's amazing. All right, I got it. All right, I'm coming back now. Kablam.
All of our cities, there are tunnels where they take these children and torture them.
I'm wondering where she's going with the tunnel stuff, right? If you guys remember the one Gale story.
They don't care about your sex.
Where's Red?
They don't care about your age. They don't care about anything but their power and their goal to reach, which is allegiance to that freaking Baphomet.
Oh, God. It's a satanic cult. A satanic death cult.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to post an Ally Carter video of what made her famous, because it's very hard to find that on YouTube. I'm going to make sure I make a copy of it to keep it on my computer, to have it on at all times, so the government won't be able to take it off the platform.
Are you kidding me?
I'll repost it.
The government.
I don't care.
You're such a hero, Shanny. You're such a fucking hero, Shanny.
Too many abusive people in this world, and not enough love.
Way to take a stand.
So I'm doing the Ally Carter challenge.
You're such a hero.
The children for a year, and I suggest. Actually, the first video is going to be Ally Carter.
How can you not admire this brave woman?
I'll post that first. And trust me, if you don't do this, you're complacent.
Yeah, see, it's she thinks this is a brilliant scheme, but it's very transparent.
And you're not helping in finding these kids and bringing them back to humanity, where they can be loved and cherished like they deserve.
Where are your kids?
Peace and Maranatha.
Yeah, I cropped out the background. Amazing. Look at that. I could clip her mouth out and like, you know, like cut a hole where her mouth is and talk. Oh my God. I think she says peace and Maranatha. I don't know what it means. I don't know if that's an actual phrase or if it's just typical Rev and Shanny stuff. They both say it. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna wrap this one up, and I'll be back later tonight to do another stream. I'll see all you guys then. Later.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.